I think it's pretty fair to say that Friday night's performance against Turkey will not live long in the memory.
Squared inside Hanchar, here's the chance and there's the goal. It's gone in an own goal. Here's the chance, it's Murphy, she's buried it.
It's also fair to say that the result Ireland need tonight is a pretty tall order. Only a win by at least a 4-goal margin will see them top the group. And lest we forget that tonight's opponents totally dismantled Ireland in Koper on match day 2.
Short at the back. Can Brosnan make the save? She can. Got fingertips to it. But Prashnikar strikes again as they go hunting another, and they found another.
But with a fervent home crowd and the spirit of the rebellion, anything is possible. The last time they played in Cork, they annihilated then world number 2 France 3-1.
And cuts in field, Denise O'Sullivan sets there for O'Sullivan, yes! It's the hometown girl, Denise O'Sullivan, who rifles it into the back of the net.
Páirc Uí Chaoimh expects this evening. It's the Republic of Ireland against Slovenia. Kick-off is in just under half an hour. So here's how the table looks going into the last match. If Ireland and Slovenia end up on the same points, it goes to the head-to-head record before goal difference. As Ireland lost 4-0 to Slovenia on match day 2, they need to at least match that to top the group. Even though a 4-0 win means that the two teams would be level on head-to-head, Ireland would top the group on goals scored. Clear as mud. Cork native Saoirse Noonan has got the nod to start tonight, and Tony caught up with her shortly after she got off the coach.
What's the song? Football's coming home, isn't it? It is for us anyway. Yeah, to play in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. You're one of the few who's played here before. What's it like?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Obviously, I've played here in a different coat to the girls, so I'm sure it's going to be different today. But yeah, look, what a stadium, what a buzz, and yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing to go.
How do you judge the wind here, by the way? Because it seems those flags are going in all directions.
Yeah, it's a strange one, but I suppose we're used to it at this stage. Every stadium's different. Look, and we trained here yesterday, got a nice feel for the surface. It's a GA ground, but yeah, look, we're raring to go. And as I said, once the crowd come in and stuff, you just have to adapt, and you'll get a feel for it once the warm-up starts and stuff.
What was your best moment here playing camogie or playing Gaelic football?
Playing here with the Cork seniors against Waterford. It was the first time our women's team got to play here and stuff, and it was one of the first games in this new stadium. So yeah, for me that was definitely a highlight. And look, I'm buzzing to get out here now and wear the Irish shirt with the girls.
Ready to make history?
Yeah, I'm buzzing for it. Unbelievable.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
Welcome along to a very windy Páirc Uí Chaoimh. I'm delighted to be in the company of Stephanie Zambra and Karen Duggan. Karen, it's good to be back in Cork. Good memories from the last time we were here with Ireland beating France. Big crowd, not as much expected tonight, but still hopefully around 10,000. How important are that crowd going to be as Ireland chase a big result?
Yeah, well, I think what we're chasing is a high and something to give the fans to write home about. And they haven't had that really so far in this campaign. So we'll be hoping to take all the learnings from the previous games and finish out this Group E campaign on a high, and hopefully use it as a launch pad before we go into the qualification round for Group A. We thought that would be the case after that huge win against France when we were here the last time, and we didn't quite achieve that against Wales. So yeah, look, it's really important that the girls get a good result here today.
Steph, they are coming in off the back of a victory over Turkey. However, the performance wasn't great, but how much can they lean into the fact that they did finish with that win?
Yeah, I think obviously it showed good character to come back from 1-0 down as well to get that win. I think, as Karen said, though, I think just tonight we need to show a good performance, really show that we can be a team that can go on and win big games and perform in games. I think the last game we got the win, as I said, but it wasn't convincing. It wasn't a great performance overall, and I think coming to Cork the last time we played here, obviously it was a great win and a great performance from the team, so hopefully they might get a bit of inspiration from that and be able to perform tonight.
Karen, it's only a couple of days since that Turkey game. Do you think that Carla Ward is going to be able to make those improvements that she needs in such a short space of time?
I find it hard to make an assessment of that because we're seeing a lot of changes in the team sheet today, and we've kind of again seen a lot of changes throughout the campaign, and obviously Carla has to find her feet with the team and find her best 11, but we haven't found consistency in the team or in a style of play yet. She's stuck with the same shape, but we've yet to kind of see what her identity is under Carla yet, and we have to give her the benefit of the doubt that she knows her best team going forward from here. But like international football is cutthroat. We were cutthroat with Eileen, so results and performances are really, really crucial.
Steph, it's probably going to be the last time we'll see Louise Quinn. We're not sure if she's going to get on. She might do. She's been an unbelievable servant to this Ireland team and to Irish football in general as well. How much of an impact has she had on Irish football?
Yeah, huge. I think you touched on it there. Obviously her career's been fantastic. She should be very proud. What she's done for Ireland, I think she's got so many goals as well for a defender. She's been such an important player for us, and myself and Karen have played alongside her, and I think she's just been a great professional over the years and done so well to pave out such a good career for herself. So we all wish her the very best after this.
Yeah, it'd be lovely if she got a bit of a send-off this evening here. OK, so Tony is somewhere down the touchline. He's itching to talk to us through the team that Carla Ward had selected to take on this mammoth task.
Thanks, Maria. 4 changes Carla Ward has made this evening. Caitlin Hayes comes into the side, as she did out in Istanbul at half-time. She comes in for Aoife Mannion, but there's a switch around in the back 4, and it means that Jessie Stapleton moves to right back. So alongside Caitlin Hayes will be Anna Patton. And Katie McCabe, the Ireland captain, will start the game at least in her left back position. Then Ciara Caruso comes into the midfield, it seems, in place of Shiva, along with Connolly and Denise O'Sullivan. Hearing that she'll be something of a false 9, we'll have to wait and see on that one. Saoirse Noonan comes into the side at the number 9 position instead of Amber Barrett. Emily Murphy, he got that all-important winning goal in Istanbul. She replaces Lucy Quinn, who's not in the match day squad, and Abby Larkin is on the right once again. So that's the team we hope can be set up correctly to get the goals that Ireland need. 4 goals indeed. So Louise Quinn, as you were mentioning, will she add to her 121 caps? We have a lot of experience on the bench. Ruja Littlejohn there as well, and of course we are expecting at some stage Megan Campbell to make an appearance, and her long throws could be huge. Now, as you were saying, the wind is really strong here. It's coming from the city end of the ground down to the Blackrock end, but it's swirling around as well, so it's not clear which side it will help, but it'll be important to see which side gets to grip with it as quickly as possible. For Slovenia, they've had a fantastic campaign. 5 games, 5 wins. They make 1 change from their win over Greece. Lana Goleb comes in at centre half in place of Isabel Krajaj, and also you have to look out for the likes of Eintracht Frankfurt's Lara Prashnikar. She's scored 4 goals so far in the campaign, including 2 against Ireland. And 19-year-old Zara Kramzar, she's got 5 goals in 5 games. This is a Slovenia team that's improving all the time. They really have been very, very impressive. The referees this evening, they all come from Slovakia, not Slovenia, Slovakia, and the officials are led by the referee herself, Mirjana Bokova. So earlier I got a thought of both managers, beginning with the Republic of Ireland manager Carla Ward. Carla, it's a tall order perhaps. Are you confident that you can win by at least 4 clear goals?
Look, what I am confident of is the girls are focused, they're prepared. We've delved into quite a lot in the last couple of days, and look, they're ready. They're ready to go out there and perform. I think it's important we start bright. We have to start bright. Slovenia have started slow as well in groups, so we've got to get out of the blocks. We've got to get out of the blocks front-footed. Lots of energy, and there's been lots of that in the last couple of days. So look, we know what we've got to do, but most importantly, it's about the performance continuing this process, because there's a lot of work going in right now.
Sasha, it's a strange game for you to prepare for, in the sense that you don't even have to win. Does that affect the mindset of the players then, as you try and make a game plan?
It's not a strange game. It doesn't affect us at all. It's one game which starts with 0-0, and it's a game like every other game. So we are preparing ourselves, to actually go on the pitch and to win the game. That's always the plan. So nothing's changed.
Ciara Caruso, is she playing in a midfield role today? Can you kind of explain that one?
Yeah, she's just off the 9. We needed to get another forward on the pitch, realistically, and we want to play in a way that's aggressive with the ball, a little bit more secure without the ball, I've got to say. But look, I think on the ball it gives us a little bit more of an attacking threat.
And finally, has your good friend Jim McGuinness been in contact?
We've been talking after the game in Koper. Since then, we haven't been texting each other because everybody is in his own zone. I saw that they won 2 days ago. They smashed them. So I'm very happy that he's doing well as well. So pleased.
Now we are on Jim McGuinness watch here as well in Porky Queeve. No sign yet. Karen, let's have a look at that team though. It is quite an interesting one, and Carla Ward has made quite a number of changes.
Yeah, this is what we talked about earlier. I'm not sure that we want to see this many changes. We want to get some consistency. Some are forced. Obviously, Jessie Stapleton going into that right back position and Mannion coming out. Yeah, the more interesting place to look now is the attack in the midfield there. She spoke about Carusa playing off the 9 and Tony mentioned her as a false 9. I'd be hoping that there's nothing false about it and that she's way farther up the pitch and her and Noonan go and they stretch the play and we play a more direct game up to the two of them with Murphy, Larkin and hopefully O'Sullivan coming through. But I do think with Carusa, if she is going to be playing that just off the 9, it's going to mean that we're going to need Denise to flatten out a little bit with Connolly. We've been a bit guilty of over-committing without having enough cover for our defenders there, and we can see in a while from the goals we conceded that we can't afford to do that today because Slovenia are a very strong team, and from what they've shown against us, they're clinical as well.
Steph, it's a big evening really for Saoirse Noonan. She's a Cork native, she's played ladies football and camogie, she knows Porky Grieve so well, but this is a huge opportunity for her tonight. What do we expect from her in her role?
Yeah, look, I think she's well deserved as well. She's had a very good season with Celtic, playing Champions League football, scoring goals for fun in the league and over there as well, so it's an opportunity that she's worked hard for, and as you say, coming to Cork to be able to start the game here must be huge for her. But she's a goal threat. I think she'll hold the ball up well. I think, as Karen mentioned, I think she will need Carusa close to her to try and link up. But yeah, I think it's a well-deserved start for her here in Cork, and hopefully, as I said, she can work on her goal scoring form that she's brought from the league with Celtic too.
Yeah, well, we definitely need to score goals, but we also need to not to concede any, Karen. And the last time against this team, we did concede 4. We also conceded a very sloppy one against Turkey. Are Ireland a bit naive at the back?
Yeah, I think naive is the word I'd look for. Like people have said, the word complacency. I don't think it's that. I think everyone is working really hard to it, but we've come into the League B campaign and maybe thought that we can go and play a bit, whereas we've had a lot of transition and a lot of inconsistency in the team, and we haven't quite had that defensive strength that we've been used to seeing. Here we see Rusha lunging in and we're over-committing, and we're just not being ruthless in how we close down the play. We're getting into the positions, but it's almost at 70%, and things like this can happen where you have a free player at back post. She's allowed to take 1, 2, 3, 4 touches and pass it in without a really aggressive block coming to her. And we said we were going to learn from each of the games, and Carla Ward said that, but we repeat the same mistake here. We overcommit. Players are running then to cover each other that they shouldn't be, and you see Stapleton here, she just wants to get goal side, but you're always taught growing up with being Steph or Blue in the face being told the ball is the danger, the ball, the things that's going into the net. So that is the priority, getting to that first, and then you work and slow it down and get players back. So it's just naivety and getting back to basics. We talked about getting back to basics and how we attack, but similarly that has to be revisited in defence.
Yeah, and Steph, let's look about how we can get back to basics in the attack as well. And as the game went on against Turkey and Ireland started to go more direct, they were getting some joy from it. Should we see more of that tonight?
Yeah, I think it's just getting the balance, isn't it? I don't think we need to be gung-ho by just lumping the ball forward, but I think in the second half against Turkey we did show a little bit more promise when we were more direct. I think Katie in particular on the left-hand side getting on the ball was very important to us. But I think we've become a team now that, because we're changing our style of play, we're not going to become a team that dominates possession overnight. And as Karen alluded to earlier on, we're a team that before we're set up not to be beaten, to be defensively strong. We're not going to be able to flip that switch, and the time that Carla has with them as well is very short. So I think it's important to get the balance right and knowing when to use your strengths. This is a strength for us. I know it's not something that Megan wants to be always put on her, but she's got a magnificent throw in, and it's something that we should use. And I think when we get the ball into these areas, mistakes can happen, and that's where balls might fall for our strikers, and we might get opportunities to score. So I think it's just getting that balance right, and as I said, choosing your moments when to go long and when to kind of be more direct, and when we can play in midfield and keep the ball.
I think it's important we go direct early, because we tried to play too much in the early stages against these, and we got turned over in the 3rd minute. We can't afford to concede early, and we need an early goal today.
Yeah, and we're also going to have to contend. Well, they're going to have to contend with the wind as well. It is very windy here. We're going to take a very quick break in Cork. We'll be hearing from Emily Murphy, whose late cracker in Istanbul rescued Ireland after these. On Friday, it's the turn of the Ireland men's team. They face Senegal in an international friendly. That's on RTE2 and the RTE player from 7 p.m. Welcome back to Porky Queeve. Republic of Ireland attacker Emily Murphy scored her first international goal in Turkey on Friday. And it was one that she had dreamed about. The Newcastle United player tells Tony O'Donoghue just how much it means to her to be doing her bit for the girls in green.
Emily Murphy, forward.
Emily, it's great to get a chance to sit down and chat with you. Congratulations, first of all, on saving our bacon the other night. You must still feel a bit of glow from that goal, do you?
Here's the chance, it's Murphy, she's buried it!
A goal that got us to 3 points, that meant that the game in Cork is still the most important game now of the campaign. What do you remember of it?
I had an inkling that the defender was going to tip it backwards. I didn't expect her to slip, but hey, that's the luck of the draw. Took a deep breath, composed myself, and yeah, just struck the ball as well as I could. But yeah, something in me just knew that if I hit it well, I'd be all right.
Páirc Uí Chaoimh has been good for the Ireland team before with that famous win over France.
I remember I was on the bench for that game between Denise, Julianne, I think it was Anna Patton as well. Yeah. Like, they were just unbelievable goals. The atmosphere. Yeah, it's a high task, but it's not something we're not capable of. And I also think that, if anything, when we have mountains ahead of us as such to climb, that we always do better. So I'm excited, and it's something that we all believe is possible, so why stop there?
So will you have family come over to Cork now for the game?
Yes, my dad's definitely coming over, and he's told me to keep all my tickets, so he's got family coming.
And Baz Ashwami is a good friend of your dad, so I mean, he'd be very well known in Ireland.
Yeah, he's my godfather, and I think he was at the Aviva first time. I knew it was a big deal over here, but this was different. We were actually in Dublin after last camp. He'll laugh at me for saying this, but we were sat outside a pub for, it was his 50th. A little girl and her mum had walked over, and he was like, "Oh, sorry, Emily, like, I promise this will be the last." And she was actually coming over to see me. She had a little Ireland jersey on underneath. so I give him stick for that one.
He's not as famous as he thought he was. Well, tell me about the northeast of England then, because Newcastle has been very good for you, and you've been very good for Newcastle.
It's been unbelievable. The people there, the staff, I've really enjoyed my time, and yeah, ultimately I'm happy, and so that's translated onto the football pitch.
Let me bring you back to Cork then, and Páirc Uí Chaoimh, Slovenian opposition.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're all in a good headspace, and we're ready to go.
Emily, lovely to talk to you. Wish you the very best of luck in your future Ireland career. Hat-trick tomorrow, is that okay?
I'll take it. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Emily. Thank you.
Cheers.
I think everybody would be very happy with a hat-trick from Emily. In fairness to her though, Karen, she was given an opportunity against Turkey and she took it.
Yeah, and Carla's been fair. All the subs who came on and made an impact and got the girls over the line are starting today. Look, it's hard for her. I don't see her as a natural out-and-out winger the way Larkin was, that she's going to beat players on the outside, but if we are going that direct game, we see what she can do in the box off second ball, so that could be a really important feature for her game today.
Katie McCabe is going to play another big role, no doubt, but we're asking her to go to the well again. Steph, any concerns?
No, I think she'll rise to the occasion like she always does, and I think with Emily Murphy on that left-hand side, we might see her coming in and creating that space for Katie to get on the overlap and get forward as much as possible, so hopefully it's a good performance from McCabe again.
Yeah, we absolutely need that. Karen, give us a prediction.
Look, I think it's all about performance today. I do think that it'll have hurt them a lot losing 4-0, so I think, yeah, it's going to be a narrow win, hopefully.
Stephanie?
Yeah, similar. I think I know we need to win by 4 at the top of the group, but I think a good performance and a win is something that will take us hopefully into the playoffs. But yeah, a good performance and a win will take.
And Karen, the rain is starting to come down. We know that it's windy. How difficult are conditions like this?
Yeah, look, they're difficult for both teams, and I think the Slovenian manager kind of referenced it. It's who wants it more, who's willing to fight through these things, and that's a feature I think unfortunately we need to see more of from this team in this campaign, which we're not used to seeing.
Okay, we're going to go and join our commentators now. Maeve de Burgend, yes, Karen.
Well, thank you, Marie. Friday night's late show in Istanbul guaranteed that Carla Ward's Republic of Ireland would take this group to the final day, and that final day sees a return to Cork and Páirc Uí Chaoimh, a night where Ireland will need everything to fall in their favour if they are to overhaul their 100% visitors and win this group. Slovenia, the story of the group to date, winning 5 out of 5, scoring 12 goals and conceding just 1 along the way. League A beckons for them unless Ireland can come up with something special on the banks of the Lee. As has been mentioned, it is a very, very blustery evening. The players will have to contend with that, but it is a really good-looking playing surface here. If Ireland can settle and grab an early goal, well then who knows.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could ask you all to stand for the national anthem, beginning with our visitors in Slovenia. Agus Anish Accorda Aaron Nivian.
In Cork, a group that goes right down to the wire. At least Ireland will be hoping so, but they've got to contend with this impressive Slovenian outfit, be defensively solid and hope they can take their chances at the other end. Let's confirm the starting 11s for you. Carla Ward with the starting side showing 4 changes from Friday night's win in Istanbul. Aoife Mannion's quad issue troubling enough for her to miss out on the 11 for the first time in the group, though she is named in reserve. Caitlin Hayes comes in at the back. Further forward, Kira Carusa, Saoirse Noonan, and Friday's late match winner Emily Murphy all in. Lucy Quinn misses out through illness. Marissa Shiva and Amber Barrett drop to the bench. Just ahead of kick-off, what a moment for Louise Quinn. David Carell of the FAI there with her. Maybe you played alongside her a long time.
Yeah, I did indeed. What a legend of the game Louise Quinn is. You can see her there, almost emotional, I think. And yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people from Blessington to Lakeview, Peamount, all looking on very proud today. What a career she had.
121 caps. We might yet see cap number 122 before she retires in the summer. Mariama Bokova leads our team of Slovakian match officials. The captains, plenty of experience between them, Katie McCabe and Dominika Jonch. So Slovenia win the toss, and Dominika Jonch opts to turn the teams around. And this their starting 11. Sasa Coleman goes with 10 of the 11 that started February's 4-0 win against Ireland in Koper. Isabella Krizai the exception, though she is named on the bench. She's replaced by Sara Agrez. In midfield, Sara Makovic and Kaja Korasec, 2 of the standouts of their matchday 2 meeting, while teenager Zara Kramzar and Eintracht Frankfurt's Lara Prashnikar the obvious threats. The former having scored in every game in the group so far, the latter with 48 goals in her 85 caps. So Ireland hunting top of the group, an automatic promotion back to League A. A tall order though, if they do finish second, then you're looking at the October playoffs against a side finishing third in League A, and that likely to be a country that's bound for the Euro 2025 finals in the summer. The draw for that, incidentally, will take place on Friday. But I guess, Maeve, you've got to go out and win the game firstly, and then hope you can win it by enough.
Exactly, that's it, and I think we'll just be looking for consistency. I know Karen mentioned it beforehand, it's been a very inconsistent stop-start beginning, I think, for Carla Ward's reign, and Ireland have definitely had some tough evenings in the group so far, but here's hoping that tonight won't be one of those and that we get off to a bright start, because it's really needed in this game, having conceded early in a couple of games in the group so far.
When you think back to that game in Coper, Megan Campbell was a late cry-off, Megan Connolly came in, Aoife Mannion shifted to left-back, Ciara Carusa started on the right wing. A lot has happened between then and now. But the crucial moment here might be that first goal. If Ireland can find it, then they've got something to fight for. Here is Emily Murphy, gets her chance from the start here, after some impressive cameos off the bench, none more so than Friday evening. Turned on by Carusa. Carusa and Noonan up top, hoping they'll get the service they need. Abby Larkin down the left-hand side. Little nudge in the back on Carusa there. She's managed to maintain possession. Back to Larkin. Just seen caught in two minds edge of the penalty area. And back defending is Zara Kramzar. The early pressure coming from Carla Ward's side.
Yeah, it's good to see a positive start, getting the ball up into the Slovenian final third. Hopefully we can have that creativity that's often been missing, and hopefully we can create some early chances here.
McCabe into Saoirse Noonan, goals aplenty with Celtic. I'm hoping she can find one here for the national team. And an early corner on the way. And Slovenia with everyone bar Maja Sternad of Werder Bremen in and around their own penalty area to defend this. They would have expected, I'm sure, a strong Republic of Ireland start. Heavy hitters set up along the 18-yard line. There comes the Katie McCabe delivery. Plenty of air on that one around the back, and the header is cleared away by Kramzar, who was right there in front of her goalkeeper. And Saoirse Noonan, one of the three hometown girls, starting today in the 11 with the first effort on target.
Yeah, a really good effort from Saoirse. That'll do her the world of good. I'm sure she's nervous enough today. Obviously she's played here, like I said, in different code in Porky Quay, but a really good confident start from Saoirse.
A top GAA player before she threw her lot in exclusively with football, and Denise O'Sullivan on the move here. Header takes it through to Mershnik. But you look at that presence now that Ireland have in terms of Carusa and Noonan ahead of her. Can Ireland exploit it? A lot of onus as a result of the attacking quartet up there on Denise O'Sullivan and Megan Connolly. That one squeezed forward towards Kramzar. Caitlin Hayes tidies up and Courtney Brosnan sends it away. Just holds up in that breeze. McCabe holds on to it, but under pressure. Slovenia get two around her.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Abby Larkin just playing on the left there and Emily Murphy then on the right. Obviously Abby Larkin started on the right wing on Friday night, so she's definitely versatile, and it'll be interesting to see, can she cut in from this left side onto her favourite right foot and maybe trouble the Slovenian keeper.
Just a fourth meeting of the nations. Match day 2 in Coper, preceded by 2 games in the 2015 World Cup qualifiers. Ireland winning home and away without conceding a goal. Denise O'Sullivan amongst the goal scorers in the away game. Stapleton, her versatility on show again. Combining down the right hand side, Emily Murphy positive, getting into the penalty area and winning another corner. Sarah Agrez, who didn't play in the first game between the nations, intervening there, but Emily Murphy, positive start from her.
Yeah, it really is, and it's great to see both wingers getting at their defenders early on, and obviously both creating corners as well for Ireland.
And going across to deliver this one, Megan Connolly. In her 62nd cap. Short option on for Katie McCabe if she wants it. And she does. Ireland with the 2-on-1 out there. McCabe with a good angle to get her cross in. Patton was up hunting and will stay up there.
Yeah, we just see it again, short to McCabe. She whips it in, then an in-swinging ball in, and yeah, like you said, Patton was threatening, but it was just cleared out for another corner by Kramsar.
Down at that end, she scored that header and a Patton for the third goal against France in that famous win back in the summer of 2024. Can Ireland make this early pressure count? McCabe to deliver again. Crisp on that, and Ireland make the first contact. Patton's in there, looking at goalwards. Whistle had gone for offside. But a really encouraging start this, the first 5 minutes dominated by the home side.
Yeah, it really has been, and Katie McCabe whips it in. Saoirse Noonan again wins the header, and Patton had just straight off, or it was looked to be Carusa offside there, just interfering, or judged to have been interfering with the play. And yeah, really positive, some just early chances for Ireland, and hopefully you can put one of these away and really bring the game to Slovenia.
Slovenia setting up at this back three. Chance on the right, Golob in the middle, and Grez on the left. Here is Makovic playing it forward. Ireland getting around the player in possession, that's Prashnikar.
Yeah, we can see just getting close, tight early on. 3 players around her, and we know the danger that she possesses, and hopefully she won't cause much of that today.
Fabulous goal-scoring record, Lara Prashnikar. 8 in the World Cup qualifiers only. Marie-Antoinette Katoto of France scored more. 9 in the Euro qualifiers, scoring in every game, including a penalty in the 2-leg defeat to Austria in the playoff. Golob out to this near side, and Kolbu, but the domestic champions Moura trying to fashion a cross, nicks off Katie McCabe. Hayes had to be vigilant.
It seems like both sides are just struggling a little bit with this wind to get used to it, because it's swirling around the wide open pitch here.
Good work by McCabe to step out in front. Carusa can't prevent the cross coming in from Chonch. And Ireland have to get this clear. The attack kept alive. And now for the first time it will be a corner for Slovenia. Won by Kaya Ergin.
Yeah, good ball in from Chonch, and Ergin just wins the corner off Patton there, just blocks it out. And
Jessie Stapleton did well. It wasn't easy up against Kramsar there. Did what she had to do. Now Makovic to take the corner, her 50th cap. And look to judge this breeze right round the back towards Prashnikar. Well defended by Kira Carusa. And she's won the throw-in.
Yeah, good work back from Carusa. A little bit of a different role. We're used to seeing her straight up top in that number 9, but she's just in there in behind Saoirse Noonan now, and working hard for her team.
Slovenia coming here off the back of 4 straight clean sheets in this group. The only goal conceded in their opening 2-1 win. Beatrice Isari of Greece, the goal scorer. No real suggestion then as to what they would go on and do in this group. It was match day 2 in Ireland where they really laid down a marker. Got the early goal and took their chances when it came. But if Ireland can nullify the influence of the likes of Prashnikar and Kramsar and those 2 in midfield, they'll go a long way towards giving them a chance here. Ergen, who's played right back, left back and left wing back this evening. Prashnikar, solid challenge from Connolly. Throw in from Ergen. And Sternad can't take it in. Probably not a bad option from Dominika Chonch, having won the toss to make Ireland play into this breeze, because they're working a way out, particularly if they can force Brosnan to go long. That ball you can see holding up again, won't reach halfway. Makovic won the header against Carusa. Now Slovenia looking to make headway down the right-hand side. Spela Kolbu Tracked by McCabe again. The Ireland captain looking to race away here. Side down by Prashnikar. And Denise O'Sullivan in to check on the state of health of her captain. Those two have really set the Irish standard for years. And Katie McCabe, who's played a huge amount of football this season, club and country, looks in a little degree of discomfort down there. Prashnikar is going to get at least a talking to.
Yeah, McCabe seems to be holding her face. We'll just see here the contact that was made. And she seemed to hit her head off the ground, just off the impact.
Yeah, it was a heavy collision there for Katie McCabe. Let's hope there's no lasting damage. While she's off the pitch, play will go on. Free kick sent forward by Caitlin Hayes. Bounces over the head of Patton. Hayes in sharply. O'Sullivan looking to have a big influence tonight. Turkey did a job in trying to nullify that last Friday. So Ireland back to the full complement. Katie McCabe with the throw in towards Noonan. Looking to link up with Carusa. And that runs for a goal kick.
I'm sure Denise O'Sullivan in there in the middle will be looking to have another good game. She was really good that time out last time here against France, and I'm sure along with Connolly and Noonan being in their home county, they'll be looking to really impress tonight.
Cap number 125 continued closing in on Emma Byrne's national record. Denise O'Sullivan. Look on towards Kramzar. Does well to protect it. They're looking to get in down the left-hand side. Kaya Ergen, pass too heavy though. We've seen already, and we saw it in the first game, Sasa Coleman, there's those variations, that fluidity amongst the forward four players, if we look at them that way. See Kramzar wide and through the middle, Prashnikar drifting as well. And again, Makovic up to win the header. Strong and aggressive operator. Katie McCabe snaps into the tackle, and then a little bit of afters. Makovic not standing on ceremony, neither is Katie McCabe, and the referee is going to just try and diffuse that.
We'll just see it again. I think they just collided there. I don't think Makovic was looking at McCabe at the time, but the ref had a few words at both of them, I think.
Makovic playing her club football in St. Polten last season, joining the 10 in a row Austrian champions. Chunch, arms wrapped around Carusa there, or Noonan rather.
Yeah, just Noonan just pinning up out, been defending against her a few times. She does get close, always holding the jersey of the opponent as well, but she did well to win the free kick there. Saoirse Noonan, clever play.
A decent angle this for Katie McCabe. She's Abby Larkin there with her. Curls it in, volleyed away by Prashnikar. McCabe again. Makovic on the back foot. Denise O'Sullivan snapping into the tackle, and she's not alone. Ireland bringing an aggressive approach here of their own. Larkin. McCabe, space at a premium. Larkin's done well. Home fans feeling she was nudged off it, but now the break is on, and Sternad played onside by Stapleton, looking to slip it inside. Prashnikar with 4 green jerseys converging on her. A proper tempo to these early minutes. Both sides coming out aggressively. McCabe buys herself a little time and finds Brosnan.
Yeah, it's the advantage of essentially having 4 centre-backs on the pitch at that stage. All 4 just came together in the centre of the goal. Obviously Stapleton and Connolly not playing in those centre-back roles tonight, but they did well just to stop that counter-attack.
Lovely ball by Caitlin Hayes to get this move going. Larkin just couldn't lift it over Agres. O'Sullivan, shooting chance maybe here for Connolly. And O'Sullivan following it up, didn't catch it cleanly. Ergen knocked off it by Murphy. Murphy heading for the end line. Oh, and she's unfortunate there, just that one touch that got away from her.
Yeah, really bright start here. You can hear the crowd now getting behind the team as well, and this effort from Connolly, there was appeals for handball, but I don't think it was handball, and then just Denise will be disappointed with that effort there.
It's certainly the best start Ireland have made to any of the games in the group so far. Killed by McCabe. Keenan and Carusa both well forward here. Larkin, can she provide? Positive and direct Abby Larkin. And still going. Fantastic run. Is there a finish? Straight down the throat of Merschnick. But the confidence to take it on, to drive in field and get her shot away, Abby Larkin.
Yeah, it's an advantage of her playing on that left side, the fact she can come in like that, and it was a good effort, but just she'll be disappointed she didn't put it to either side there of the goal. And you know, we are creating the chances now, and we just need to put one of them away to try really push on.
Well, whatever was said in the dressing room before the game, whatever was said in the last few days on the training pitch, it's certainly a fired up Ireland that has come out here. Kramzar on the move, Hayes into the tackle. Kramzar again versus Sternad a little bit wide here. Cross shot in the end, comes to nothing.
A very dynamic front two, like you mentioned, for Slovenia. Sternard and Kramzar there between them, they are managing to create a little bit of havoc.
Sasa Coleman, appointed back in 2023, has compiled a really good record, 13 wins, 4 draws, just 5 defeats. And Slovenia continue to rise in the European game. That's towards Sternad again. Bounce well judged by Hayes. Picked up by O'Sullivan, and now Stapleton. Murphy gives the width straight away. Hayes, who's a little bit out of favour. Initially under Carla Ward, she's worked her way in though. McCabe. And now a little bit of space for Stapleton to attack. Here comes the cross, switched all the way towards Larkin. Chunch. Safety first from the experienced centre half.
Yeah, good to see those kind of balls as diagonal ball that time from Stapleton. Although it didn't get right to her target, we still managed now to keep possession high up the pitch.
Carla Ward confirming earlier with Tony that we will see Megan Campbell at some point for those long throw-ins. Carusa will keep Slovenia penned in.
Yeah, huge space, particularly on this near side, for a run-up for those long throws.
Larkin, Colville at her back. Colville did well to get a half a block on that one. Patton stepping in. Here is Megan Connolly, lovely ball in behind. McCabe, a chance to measure this one. Good ball in. Who's it going to fall for? And eventually hoisted away by Kaya Korosec, who's there again to meet the header. Lovely touch from Hayes, straight away back out to McCabe. Another cross for Slovenia to deal with. Murphy coming in. Ended up colliding with Denise O'Sullivan. Still with Murphy. Swung in by Stapleton. Goalkeeper thought about it. Headed in by Saoirse Noonan. What a moment. Saoirse Noonan in her 7th cap, her 2nd goal. Well, that's what she's in there for. Goal after goal for Celtic this season. It was a fantastic ball in, complemented by a brilliant header. And the Republic of Ireland get that breakthrough goal their pressure has been putting for.
Yeah, great play initially by Murphy. just slips the ball back to Stapleton, who whips the ball into the back post. Great finish from Saoirse Noonan. Leap in there, it's always been fantastic in the air, and that's a really good finish from Saoirse.
Well, on her ground, she graced in other codes. Saoirse Noonan, that's a moment she will never forget. And in the 20th minute, the Republic of Ireland find one, 3 more needed. Mershnik. Underneath it is Megan Connolly. Makovec and Korosec coming under pressure. Emily Murphy. Stapleton. Going to put one in the channel for the winning runner, that is Carusa Agres. Barred in the back, right under the nose of the assistant referee, which looks a bit of a mad moment considering the crosses that have been pouring into the penalty area. There will be another one on the way here.
Yeah, we just see it again, the ball in from Stapleton, whipped in. Great pace on the ball as well, but great positioning from Noonan just to redirect the ball into the back of the net. Special finish for the Cork girl.
Yeah, broke her duck, got her first goal about 3.5 years ago against Georgia in a very one-sided affair. And from Grange in Cork through Kilreen Celtic and Douglas Hall, 6 years at Cork City, where she was an FAI Cup winner back in 2017. Claire Shine's goal. And to Shelburne, onto Durham, and now of Celtic. Katie McCabe and Megan Connolly over the set-piece delivery here. Stapleton, Carusa, Patton, Noonan, all around the back to start with. Connolly moves away, left to McCabe. Oh, just a little too close to the goalkeeper, you could see the idea.
Yeah, just needed one of the Irish players just to get across the front post there. Cabe won't be too happy with that delivery, but plenty more to come.
Good pressure by Carusa, and as Agres was looking for a foul, the assistant referee not buying it. And Ireland will have the throw-in. Stapleton waits for the movement of Murphy. Stapleton again, and Makovec, realising they got to stop the crosses coming in, got to her quickly. Carusa driving towards the end line, and another corner conceded by Korosec. Really having to dig in here, Slovenia.
It's great to see just so many of the Irish players just driving at the Slovenians and creating so many opportunities.
Connolly, McCabe out there together, this time the more direct route taken. Oh, turn goalwards, it wasn't easy, came at her quickly, Carusa. Flag was up anyway, I think she may have been offside.
Yeah, we see the outswinging ball in from Connolly, and Patton just was in a slight collision there with Agres, I think. And yeah, Carusa just couldn't get the connection she wanted.
Well, she was onside. Flag up for a goal kick. And a little bit of concern here for Anna Patton. And second Ireland player to take a blow to the head in this first half. Big presence she's been, Anna Patton, since coming in. Hard to believe it's just her 16 caps, such as the influence she has. Here goes Murphy, driving forward. Cross cleared by Agres, coming onto it Stapleton. Good ball back in, Carusa just couldn't control her header.
Yeah, great play up the right side. Murphy initially just crossing the ball in, and then Stapleton picks it up high up the pitch, just taps it into the box, and Carusa just gets under it, and normally so clinical in the air in particular, but she just judged that one wrong.
And scored that looping header at the start of the group to beat Turkey on a difficult night in Tallaght. Scored in Greece as well, Carusa. Stapleton It will land right on halfway. Attacked by Makovic. Colville. Slovenia, when they're on it, just can't keep it. Such is the Ireland pressure.
I think the fourth official there might have told Katie to calm down, to which she responded, "Don't tell me to calm down."
Chant standing off. Oh, and Carusa's rolled her brilliantly. Carusa, can she pick someone out here? Breaks off. Lana Golob inside there. Here's McCabe again. Skips away from Colville. Cross around the back. Murphy's header. Claimed by Mershnik.
Great play from McCabe here. Whips the ball in nicely just to the back post. Not too much pace on it, and Murphy just couldn't generate that power that was needed. But really, again, positive play, and yeah, and Katie and the rest of the team definitely aren't calm because they've come out of the blocks here and they've really good 25 minutes under the belt.
As good as we've seen the Republic of Ireland play in quite a while. Have to still be careful at this end though. McCabe goes early towards Noonan, the goal scorer, causing a problem there for Golob. Grace with a rush clearance, and Larkin, it's a dangerous one as she was backpedaling. Colville stepped in, got underneath her and sent her flying. And attention required for both.
Well, there's been a few coming togethers now. Hopefully neither of them are too badly hurt. See it again, Larkin backpedaling like you said.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Colville made no effort to win the ball there.
It's a break in the game that Slovenia, I'm sure, will be grateful for. Not so much Carla Ward and Alan Mahon down there. Ireland have come out with a real tempo through the opening 26.5 minutes.
Usually at this stage, I think when we have had a break so far in these few games, you see everyone running to the sideline to try get information from the side, and at this point I don't think any more information needs to be given because they are creating the kind of chances that we want, and we just see it again, a replay. Lovely goal there. Jessie Stapleton as well, showing her versatility in this game, playing at right back. She's obviously operated in centre mid and centre back before, but it's a new role for her out there on the right for Ireland at least, and she's doing well. She's equipped herself very well so far.
It looks like Abby Larkin and Shmela Colville will be good to continue, but for now 10 against 10 out there. Kevin McCabe in a running war of words with the officials at the moment. Steps away from this one, leaves it to Megan Connolly. Flat down the middle. Oh, and Hayes just couldn't make up the ground in time. It was a real tempting delivery.
Yeah, great ball in from Megan Connolly. We see it here again, just in swinging in the right area, and just, yeah, like you said, Hayes, just if she'd gone a second earlier, might have been able to get something on that.
You look at Stapleton, Patton, Hayes, all still in the teens in terms of caps. Actually, Caitlin Hayes into the 20s now, but all with goals to their name. Colville took that one well, skipped away from Connolly. Nice ball inside. And looking to earth the 1-2 with Zara Cramshaw.
Slovenian bench not happy with this one, I think, from McCabe. Just a little bit of contact off the ball maybe.
Taken short by Chonch. Under pressure, Slovenia want to stick to their passing principles. Korosec, nice ball to the right hand side. Colville has dug out a really good cross. Hayes had to be brave. Knew there was pressure coming at her back, and now McCabe, has she been caught late by Sternad? There's going to be a yellow card here for Maya Sternad. Seemed to have left a foot in there on Katie McCabe as she was clearing.
Just see it again here, Sternad just coming in. Don't think there was any contact there.
Not that we can see. And Sternad might well feel aggrieved. We've reached the half-hour mark in a rip-roaring first half here. Tackles flying in, Larkin unable to escape there from Korosec. Here's Makovic, hunted down. Looks like an Ireland throw-in. Out of possession, they've hunted in packs, the Republic of Ireland. Saw how good Slovenia had been on the ball throughout this group and determined not to give them time. O'Sullivan cleverly lets it run across her body, evading the attentions of Korosec. Stapleton. O'Sullivan stays on the move. Pass just a little bit too inaccurate for Murphy, but Ireland have the throw-in.
Again, good play from Ireland, just moving it from left to right, trying to shift Slovenia to create those spaces.
Murphy has that strength on the ball as well. And just couldn't keep it with her that time.
Yeah, she does offer that something different, that bit of being dynamic going forward, and I think Carla has definitely picked the team today based off that, needing those goals.
Just a reminder in case you needed it, winners of the group straight up to League A, second placers into a playoff in October. McCabe, too much of that for Noonan. Agrez could have let it run but didn't. Lovely drop of the shoulder from Emily Murphy. The cross clear to the edge, coming onto it is Connolly, beaten away by Agrez. First clearance not too convincing from Sarah Agrez, but she was in the right place second time around. And now it's Slovenia not happy with a challenge from Katie McCabe here. That has left Makovic on the ground. And they've gone straight to the referee about this one. Let's look at this again from Emily Murphy.
Yeah, ball in just to the area probably where there was no Irish player, and Megan Connolly just struck it relatively well with her less favoured left foot there, and just blocked down well by Slovenia.
Well, this what happened afterwards. We might need another look at that one.
It didn't seem to be from the contact.
And get on with it again. McCabe Caruso's roll. Chonch again. Oh, it just didn't fall for Emily Murphy. Stapleton. Perfect angle to whip in another cross. This one volleyed away by Prashnikar. Look how deep she is. Stapleton once more. Another cross. Didn't have enough on it. Cleared by Korosec. And now Prashnikar. Looking to set Kramzar running. Hayes can see it through to Courtney Brosnan. Patton. Stapleton keeping that width on the far side. Going early towards Noonan, volleyed away by Agrez. Beautiful take from O'Sullivan, who gets it back from Noonan. Caruso ahead of her. Slovenia quick to get bodies around Denise O'Sullivan, then referee in the way. Ireland will have possession back again.
Yeah, lovely take from O'Sullivan, showing her control, and could have probably just played that ball slightly earlier out to McCabe, who was in a little bit of space to potentially take a shot on.
McCabe didn't get that one right, offers the hand of apology to her teammates. Here goes Makovic. Prashnikar for Chonch. He wants a runner here, looking to drop it over the head of Katie McCabe. Sternad looking for a free kick. None forthcoming. Well, there will be one for Abby Larkin. And temperatures have been rising throughout this first half. It's a very animated bench down there on the Slovenian side. And as a result of their protests, the yellow card is out. Just over 10 to go in this first half, maybe a minute or two to be added. Ireland would feel they just want that second goal now for all the pressure and play they've had. Chance pressurised by Carusa again. This time it goes the way of the Slovenia skipper.
Definitely agree with you on that one. I think if we could get one more goal this side of half time, we'd really go in a good position, because for all our dominance, one goal to show mightn't be enough.
And Courtney Brosnan has been a virtual spectator in this first half. That Slovenia game, the first time around, the most goals she's conceded in her Ireland career. Nothing to threaten her so far. But maybe now, Erge faced up by Stapleton. Little ball into the feet of Cramshaw. He looked to just take it on the turn against Patton. And a little bit of respite for the visitors now as they have a corner. A chance to get up the pitch.
Ireland will need to concentrate on this one. They haven't had to do a whole lot of defending this first half. Need to make sure now.
And Makovic taking her time going across to take it. No surprise in that. Golob up from the back, 4 goals in her senior international career so far. Cramshaw on the penalty spot, on the move towards the near post, over her head. Headed away by Katie McCabe. Kolasec was on the back foot, under pressure to get her pass away. Mershnik sends it long. Touched inside by Noonan. Maybe not the wisest course of action. Here is Sternad. Stapleton trying to get there. She was a yard behind, but because Makovic was offside, and just this fractured nature of the first half continues. Telling off for Anna Patton for getting involved with Makovic after the whistle.
Yeah, we just see it was a nice through ball, and really close call that time, but just called offside, so we'll take that one.
Abby Larkin driving on the inside, and Makovic fouls her. Maybe walking a fine line now at the moment, Sarah Makovic. Abby Larkin, you mentioned it earlier, seems to be enjoying playing on this left-hand side. Normally see her on the right, but that's a good first touch to cut inside. Quick feet to beat defenders. And Murphy making an impact on the far side. Now McCabe into the teeth of the breeze. Another tempting delivery. Around the back is Kolasec, anywhere will do. Now they're looking to pile this pressure on towards the closing minutes of the first half. Stapleton wins the corner. And she'll go take her station. Scored a lovely header in Crete against Greece when Ireland really turned it on in the second half after a pretty nondescript showing in the first. But they've been at it from the very first whistle here. I feel 1-0, not a fair reflection of what's happened. Katie McCabe calling Denise O'Sullivan, who at the moment is right in the middle of the D. Wants her out to her, now O'Sullivan obliges. Sets it for McCabe. Cross around the back. Hayes wins the header. Cleared away by Kaya Kolasec. Lovely take by Murphy, took on the jersey from Sternad. And another free kick for the Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, Slovenia taking no chances, just bringing everyone back, and Emily Murphy then is the deepest Irish defender in that case. Obviously there for her pace to prevent the counter-attack.
Carla Ward down there on the edge of her technical area, like everyone else in the stadium, willing that second goal. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Flat delivery from Connolly. Larkin lets it run for the throw-in. And she's not going to wait. Quickly to Katie McCabe. Backs herself in possession with the strength to hold on to it. Champions League winner with the throw-in towards Larkin. Chance to bring it away. Not much going on ahead of her though. And her attempted ball forward comes off Sternad.
They seem to really have rattled Slovenia, even going forward there, just hitting it off her own player. It's really positive signs from Ireland, I think. Just really thrown at Slovenia off their rhythm.
Breaks down between McCabe and Connolly. Hayes showing her strength. And now left-footed, lovely ball in behind for Carusa. Chunch doesn't have the pace. Galob forced out from the middle, and that is a crunching tackle. They bailed out her captain there, Lana Galob of Bologna. Got across, timed that perfectly. Carusa. McCabe. Held up by Makovic. Carusa again. Now to Anna Patton. Stapleton racing to get wide. Murphy wide of her. Instead it's in for the run of O'Sullivan. Murphy. Driving towards the end line again. And winning another corner. Can Ireland make one of these count?
You'd almost feel they need to just have so much possession in this final third. So just a few minutes to hopefully put one more in the net.
You wouldn't say it would be deflating going into half-time, just 1-0 up, but there would be an element of, for all the dominance, just the one goal to show for it. The change in an instant though, Merschnick came and didn't really convince. Took the option to come into bodies there, Zala Merschnick. And again, Ireland keeping the pace of the game.
Throw in after throw in as well. You're almost thinking in the back of your mind, if Megan Campbell was on the pitch, how many of these throw-ins would be ending up in the back of the net?
And she'd be wind assisted from the far side, second half as well. Kay gets it back from Larkin. Oh, that's broken off Korosec. And Anna Patton, well, she was being nudged off balance. Wasn't an easy finish, had to lean in and try and guide it.
Just see it coming from the throw-in and then the ball in from McCabe. Just Slovenia couldn't deal with it. And, like you said, just off balance, I think, Patton with that one, and the bounce just spun it a little bit away from her as well.
And Kaya Korosec did just enough to bump her. And she was heading towards that ball, Anna Patton. There she's up to win the header, up and over Kramzar. Sternad turns it on. Another important touch from Hayes, and Patton can drive forward here. Out from the back she comes. Whipped it at Noonan, not an easy ball to take in. Huge energy levels put into this first half. Let's hope Ireland can maintain that for 90 minutes. Carusa dispossessed, but back for more. Nicks it away to O'Sullivan. Brilliant close control again, Denise O'Sullivan. And pushing on, and Larkin. And she sniffed an opportunity and almost got there, Abby Larkin.
Yeah, O'Sullivan again. Hopefully, we get to see the replay of this because it was magnificent. She just managed to twirl away from the two Slovenians, and just unfortunate not to get a final pass in there.
Golob across to Agres. And now Merschnick. Booming ball downfield. Hayes attacks it. Behind her, McCabe to pick up the pieces. Murphy in off that right hand side. Pushing on. That's to O'Sullivan, who's under pressure. Into the tackle, that 50-50 won by O'Sullivan. Connolly. Says Carusa go wide, another cross, this one headed away by Makovic. Ireland start again with Hayes. Connolly did well, Makovic into the back of her. Stapleton. Touch around the corner from Noonan. Oh, that was superb, just looking at that 1-2 with Carusa. That almost came off. Sternad. Larkin back defending. Here is Kramsar. And through the middle is Prashnikar. This is the moment they were waiting for, Slovenia. Prashnikar, Brosnan with a huge save. Almost right on the 45 minutes. Well, that's as big as a goal at the other end. Courtney Brosnan, first time she's been called into action. Prashnikar, the most prolific of these Slovenian players, bearing down on goal. Massive moment.
It really was. What about this from Courtney Brosnan? She needed to be alert because she hadn't, like I said, much to do in this game, but Prashnikar hit it left-footed and Courtney did well just to palm it away as well from the danger area.
Prashnikar, who grabbed a brace back in February in the 4-0 win. Denied by Courtney Brosnan. At least 3 minutes to be added on. So many good things from the Republic of Ireland in the first half. The only thing you might suggest is maybe those corner kicks and crosses with this win to deal with. It's not been easy. Second half might be a different story. Sharp ball from McCabe. Larkin again on the front foot straight away. Gliding in field. Well-timed challenge that from Colville. Larkin again. Stapleton into feed O'Sullivan. Lovely turn. Clipped on the edge. Play goes on. Stapleton high and hanging. And Mershnik comes to claim.
Good play again from around the edge of the box by Ireland, and just a little bit loopy that time from Stapleton. Made it easy for the Slovenian keeper.
Well, Cara Ward and Alan Mahon. Amber Whiteley, they could hardly have asked for much more. I'm not sure Carusa would get anything for that. Goalkeeper coming just trying to clear a path for herself. Larkin tugging the jersey. How brilliantly she did again, Abby Larkin. Cleared away by Golob. Larkin again. McCabe. Look at those combinations on both wide areas. Stapleton and Murphy. McCabe and Larkin really impressive in this first half. McCabe again trying to draw Sternad in. Little drop of the shoulder, on she goes, Katie McCabe. And eventually too many bodies to beat. Makovic standing strong edge of the penalty area. Tidied up by Patton, back to Brosnan. Final 30 seconds of the first half dominated by the Republic of Ireland. They'll need the goals to flow in the second half. That breaks off Korosec, and O'Sullivan driving goalwards again. Still Denise O'Sullivan looking to slip it through. Larkin has the pace to keep it alive. And bodies in the penalty area here. Larkin's cross. He couldn't beat the first defender, Dominika Čunč. And Slovenia survive again. And now they might be 2-on-2 here. Prashnikar has Sternad to her right. Still Prashnikar. Drags it away from Patton. Waits for further support to arrive. Ergen swings it in, and that will be Brosnan's all day. And that will bring the first half to a close. A first half that's had a little bit of everything. Plenty of bite in the tackle, plenty of tempo and aggression from the Republic of Ireland, and crucially, the opening goal scored by one of the hometown players, Saoirse Noonan. A brilliant header beyond Mershnik to give Ireland the advantage, and maybe an advantage they could have had more of. So dominant in this first half, but they'll need 3 goals in the second half. The way they played first half, you certainly wouldn't rule it out. Half-time at Páirc Uí Chaoimh as we head to a break. It is the Republic of Ireland 1, Slovenia 0.
Now, it's been a hugely positive first half for Ireland in Porky Queef. They flew out of the block, starting with intent and aggression. The opening goal coming from Cork native Saoirse Noonan, well taken and well deserved. Ireland leading Cork by 1-0. And Karen, this is an Ireland performance I think everybody can get behind.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the most pleasing aspect for me has been the intensity and the desire that we've seen. It's the one thing we've hated questioning throughout this campaign. They've had it in abundance today. They've gone direct, they've gone back to all the things that we're strong at. The people up top are holding the ball up, they're bringing girls into play, getting loads of balls into the boxes. And look, it's not exactly total football, it's not the most pleasing to the eye, but it's been effective and it's what we've been calling out for.
Absolutely. Steph, let's have a look at that opening goal. It was coming, and it was Saoirse Noonan, and a great story.
Yeah, and I think we talked about it before the game, just get crosses into the box. I think Saoirse Noonan's been in great form, as we mentioned before, for Celtic. She's a real goal threat, and it's a good play again. We had a couple of near chances before this as well, and it's a great ball in by Jessie Stapleton, and Noonan, in fairness, does well to get the power to beat the keeper as well. But as I said, she's in the box, she's a target player. If you can hit her, she will get chances, or she will try and get goals. You know, she's a really good goal scorer this year for Celtic, and she finishes it really well. And as you say, the score in Cork, you could see the joy in her face turning around to celebrate with the fans. It was brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely, the pride, you can see it there. And I think as well, given the level of her performance, she definitely wants more. And Karen, when you look back over those 45 minutes, in a way you're almost looking at this Ireland team thinking they could have got more, because they created so many chances.
Yeah, and it's not just through Noonan now, it's kind of been all through a similar style of play. We've worked really hard to get into these positions to win the corners. Carusa's been brilliant at running the channels and playing high. She's been everywhere. But here we're getting balls into the box. Noonan is a threat the whole time. This is obviously something that they've worked on, the outswinger going to her here. And this is what's important, being alive to the second ball. Patton will be a bit unhappy with herself that she didn't finish that one off, but we've gotten a few of those chances. And then when we have mixed it up the odd time, Larkin has shown really good promise. Here she cuts in, didn't quite catch it as she would have liked. You know, it's been kind of hard for her because we have been going so direct, but what she has done is gotten herself into the box, as has Emily Murphy when we've needed it, and they're causing a lot of problems for Slovenia, and that's exactly what we want. These are a lower calibre opposition, and when we've been peppering the box, we can see that they are vulnerable at times.
In a way, Steph, is it just a case of this Ireland team are doing what they're good at and just doing the basics?
Yeah, exactly, and we touched on it before the game. I think with the players that we have, I mean, we've got two players up front now with Noonan being supported by Ciara Carusa. Get the ball into the box, cause confusion for the defenders, and something will come from it. So I think it's important that we continue to do that in the second half.
Yeah, and Karen, you've been really impressed with Ciara Carusa and the role that she's played today. What has she done that has stood out for you?
Honestly, it's her work rate. You know, you see a lot of strikers and they come alive when the ball's not there, but she's been getting back into those defensive positions when we've needed her, and it's to get from those middle positions to run the channels and win those corners for us and do the hard work that we've been kind of reliant on Denise to do totally for us, to share that load. It's allowed other people to come into the game, and it's been a really unselfish performance for her. I don't know if she'll be able to keep that intensity for the whole 90, but yeah, really, really impressed with her work rate so far.
Steph, we do need to win by 4 goals, and while we've been really good, they have put 4 goals past us in the last game around. Has there been moments where you've been worried?
Yeah, they do have a threat, I think, particularly on the break. I think whenever they get in behind us, there's a little bit of cause concern, I think, from ourselves watching the game here. They definitely have got threats that can get in behind us and cause us trouble, so it's important that we're alert to it. I think we've seen it a couple of times throughout that first half. Just have to be on our toes all the time. Don't be giving away stupid balls in midfield, because when they do transition to attack, they are quite quick and they can be effective. I think particularly Prasnikar seems to be one of those players that can cause us trouble. And it's just to be alert to that, because we have dominated, and for all the good play that we've had, we still only have a 1-0 lead, so we just can't get too carried away and can't give opportunities. Particularly, you see this one here, there doesn't seem to be too much danger, but it's a little bit of good play and through on goal, and maybe that last touch just took her too far wide and Courtney Brosnan's able to make the save, but they do have threats up front and they can cause us trouble.
Yeah, they absolutely do. Well, Carla Ward says she has she's all her preparation done. She knows what to expect for this team, and it certainly seems that way. It's time for a break now, but stay with us. Second half coming up after these. sees the Republic of Ireland men's team take on Senegal in an international friendly. That's live from 7 p.m. on RTE2 and the RTE player. Welcome back to Porky Queeve. Ireland have a 1-0 lead over Slovenia. We were looking, Karen, before the game about how Ireland could be more direct, and they seem to be able to do that much more comfortably down here.
Yeah, and I think that this was always in her locker. I mean, here you see Katie picking it up from deep. Denise is always going to make those runs. This has been, you know, it's been a threat, but also a weakness of us. We're really, really aggressive on the kickouts. It's worked out really well there. We're on the front foot. Slovenia did get a chance from that earlier, but looking at the goalkeeper, she's tending not to reach those heights again. So I think we'll continue to do that, and more of this, getting balls into the box, getting Katie on the ball, looking for strong headers there. Saoirse Noonan, Murphy, are well able to get more of those.
Okay, look, it's time to now rejoin our commentary team of Maven Des.
Yeah, right on cue. Thanks, Marie. Ireland out quick, sharp. You can't imagine there was a whole lot to go over in that dressing room at half-time after such a positive first half. And now if that breeze can work in Ireland's favour in the second half and they can maintain these energy levels, well then who knows. 1-0, 3 more needed, and a clean sheet at the other end. And Ireland applying the pressure straight away. Noonan dispossessing Chonch. Work done here to Murphy. He drew in Ergen to give Stapleton a little bit of room here. Jessie Stapleton to the end line. And the cross goes behind, and the corner count is added to in the very first minute of the second half.
Good bit of variation that time from Stapleton, because she's been hitting a lot of the balls in from almost the right back position, but she did well to get down the line and win the corner.
Could there be a dream start to this second half and a doubling of Ireland's advantage? Signal given by Katie McCabe. Dangerous looking ball in. Mershnik got 2 strong fists to it. Hasn't cleared it out of the area though. Noonan applying the pressure. Has just picked up a little bit of problem as well in doing so. Saoirse Noonan, by the looks of it, might be just her boot. But Ireland's first half goal scorer. Be okay to continue.
Yeah, just seemed to be just a small issue with her boot there. I think that on her landing, maybe her ankle, actually her right ankle seemed to just slightly tweak, but she seems to be fine back on her feet.
Do you think as well for both managers now, substitutions, if and when they come, will be key? Offside flag up here against Maya Sternad. Played at an under-20 World Cup for Germany, where she was born and reared, just 21 years of age. Played in but lost the German Cup final earlier this season. Larkin. Once again the pace to keep it in play when it looked maybe like a lost cause. Hayes and Patton, the only 2 outfield Irish players inside their own half there. Just looking down, you can see Sasa Coleman trying to drive his side up and out the pitch, doesn't want them sitting too deep. Noonan wants this into feed, and Hayes provides. Excellent hold-up play from Saoirse Noonan. Patton. Murphy. Going to combine with Stapleton. Out of play for a throw-in by Kaya Korosec of Paris FC, who won the French Cup final. Carusa. Agrez right at her back, and Carusa continues to cause problems.
Yeah, really well done again from Carusa, just leaning in. Any young players who do play up front should be watching both Carusa and Noonan. They lean into the defender every time and feel that pressure on their backs, and they're doing really well at winning free kicks in dangerous areas.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Katie McCabe looking at the back post here. Mershnik sets up a wall of 2. Here we go then. Ireland hoping to provide their latest threat here. Katie McCabe ensuring everyone stays on side. Floats it towards the back post and Anna Patton and Caitlin Hayes. Hayes won the header. The turn back in by Megan Connolly. Good ball as well off Stapleton and Patton together. Might have caused a problem for each other in the end. There wasn't enough purchase on the header.
Yeah, we just see it, the second phase of the play from Connolly just whipped back into a dangerous area. Like you said, both Patton and Stapleton going for the ball. It's hard to know, just a little nick there at the end and just couldn't get the purchase on it.
Prashnikar. Makovic out towards this near side and Ergen. And Sternad hoping to run beyond Stapleton. And it's the Republic of Ireland ball. Jesse Stapleton trying to steal a few yards. There's the throw into Murphy. And Stapleton forward. And again, Noonan showing in front. Edge forward by Korosec. Hayes again. Pressure is instant. Murphy sets it for Stapleton. And that one drifts out of play. Look back to the start of the group, and maybe there was, and maybe understandably, that hangover from what happened against Wales back in November. And she's got a big tune out of this side tonight, Carla Ward, the new manager coming in. The debut win against Turkey before it all went awry in Koper. They found the win since then. No performance as convincing as this one. Maybe that second half in Greece was very good when they made the changes at half-time. Sheev and McCabe coming on. But what they won't want is too many breaks in play here and too many opportunities for Slovenia to slow this game down, make it a fractured second half. Kaya Ergen of Fiorentina with the throw-in. Prashnikar on the move again.
Murphy unlucky with that one. She did well to get herself back in position, but just tipped it out of play.
Murphy cleverly done. And seemed to be clipped then, and the referee gave her a second. And then awards the free kick. A bit of afters and off the ball stuff there between Ergen and Murphy, and the fourth official gets involved. Agrez, and she's lost her footing. Here goes Saoirse Noonan. Oh, the ball was onto the left-hand side to Larkin. Denise O'Sullivan keeps the attack alive. Carusa, oh, touch just deserted her at the crucial moment.
Just unfortunate initially, just that Noonan with the poor choice maybe, and Carusa with poor control.
A yellow card shown here to, I think it's Makovic. Slovenia weren't happy, felt they should have had a free kick earlier. Chonch, the captain, comes to appeal on behalf of her midfielder. But Makovic into the book. And for a player who likes a tackle, she'll just have to be careful now for the remainder of this second half. Murphy. Connolly tips it towards McCabe. It was read by Caldwell, who got there initially, but then lost out to the Ireland captain. Brosnan. Had her big moment late in that first half, denying Prashnikar. Just think of how deflating that would have been. Ireland would have had to start again. Needing 5 goals had they conceded 1.
A bit like Barcelona when they came back 1-6-1 against PSG in the round of 16. 2017 I think it was, having lost the first leg 4-0, so could replicate that, who knows.
Prashnikar seemed to be a little tug on the jersey from Hayes. Again, the referee trying to allow an advantage, none forthcoming. And again, you can see, and not surprising in the circumstances, Slovenia will take their time in restarting play. Kaja Korosec. The slip one down the channel, read by Denise O'Sullivan. And Murphy setting off to her right-hand side. Emily Murphy. Hunted down by Kaya Ergen. Good close control. Drew in the tackle. And Chonch is going to get carded.
Yeah, smashing play from Murphy, just driving at the Slovenian defence. Like I said, Chonch just came in there. She couldn't, she had no other choice really, but Emily Murphy couldn't have done a whole lot better there because there wasn't many options on it in front of her and to win a free kick and get the yellow card as well.
She's certainly not played like someone for whom it's just a 9th senior cap, Emily Murphy. Taking this game by the scruff of the neck. And McCabe with a nice angle to work with here as well. Deep around the back towards Hayes. Couldn't get her head in it this time. Megan Connolly. Sternad back defending. Oh, and a needless free kick given away.
Yeah, just over eager, I think, that time from Megan Connolly. Obviously, as the moments tick on, they know they need a goal very soon. And yeah, it was a tough one because her jersey wasn't pulled as well.
The question at the outset, and one of them would have been, can they make this an uncomfortable night for the 100% group leaders? They've certainly done that, Ireland. And McCabe in her haste to attack and win that has seen it fall for Sternad. Hayes trying to get back at her. Sternad couldn't unduly trouble Courtney Brosnan, who was vigilant at her near post. And now bowls it out to Denise O'Sullivan. Stapleton settles it down again. Patton can look out to McCabe. Sets that one in front of the Aston Villa centre half. And Sullivan shows for it again. Hunted down by Korosec. That ability to turn instantly serves her well and has served her well in her career, Denise O'Sullivan. Patton. Saoirse Noonan just creating a gap for herself. It's gone beyond her though. Big switch of play. Abby Larkin. More defending for Cobble to do. McCabe. Markovic got something on that one. It's bounced and Mershnik at the second attempt holds on.
Let's see it again. McCabe's delivery just took a deflection into a dangerous area. Like I said, Mershnik will be happy to see that one. It was, I think Emily Murphy was just waiting there, had it fall into her.
Chonch plays it forward. Markovic into the 50-50, which he's lost. Here's Murphy. Faced by Agrez. Stapleton. Didn't force the pass, Jessie Stapleton. Ensuring Ireland keep possession, even if it means going backwards for now. Hayes. Sternad goes hunting. And Hayes gives Brosnan that angle to receive again. Megan Campbell, we can tell you, is got the tracksuit layers off. Her introduction looks imminent. Larkin has had a fantastic evening. Still going, Abby Larkin. Picks her pass now, O'Sullivan. And on to Stapleton. Ball in low this time. Anywhere will do from Golob. And the pressure will stay on Slovenia. O'Sullivan, perpetual motion available again for the throw-in. And away from Korosec, who gets back to get it on it. Denise O'Sullivan fashions another corner.
Brilliant from O'Sullivan, and now she's going to probably take the corner herself. She knows the urgency that's needed here.
Murphy and McCabe. Back to Murphy once more. Here comes the cross. And it will come to, Megan Connolly. Would have fancied that one edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, it fell to her beautifully, to be honest, and she took the first touch magnificently to set herself up. I think she's claiming for a corner there. It might have taken a deflection on the way through.
It looks like it will be a double change. Amber Barrett will be thrust in as well as Megan Campbell. Interesting to see who is taken off here. Stapleton. And throw in one off the touch of Ergen.
Yeah, will we see a change of formation? I think Carla Ward has been fairly you know, set in her ways, and that she doesn't change the formation, so we'll expect still 4 at the back.
Carusa, Murphy cutting in, just couldn't get through that first tackle. Here is Kramzar, surrounded again, and Murphy comes away with it. Emily Murphy sets it for Patton, first time cross. Agrez, and then Ergen. And Slovenia try and lift the siege. O'Sullivan setting off once more. Makovic tries to halt her progress. Murphy comes out to Hayes on first time for McCabe. Larkin getting wide on that far side. Hayes tips it in now. Solid header away that time from Sarah Agrez. They just can't hold on to it. Hayes in. That one's going to bounce through to the goalkeeper.
There's been some really good link-up play and passages of play, particularly on this right side early on in the second half between O'Sullivan and Murphy, and Stapleton getting involved as well.
Early ball in towards Sternad. Nice little touch. Passionate Cow tries to put Kramzar in behind. Just again a little example of what they could do. And might do here. Ergen nips in front of Murphy. Shooting chance maybe for Prashnikar. Cannons off Patton. And Denise O'Sullivan pops up in her own penalty area and sets for Patton to clear. Noonan barged in the back by Agrez. Oh, very obvious and blatant in front of the referee. And now it looks like we're going to have the changes. So Jessie Stapleton's number is held up. And she is the first one off. And also going off is the goal scorer, Saoirse Noonan. Amber Barrett, scorer of one of the most famous goals in Irish football history. Could she come up with a big moment or two here?
You can see just a bit of movement in the back four then. Patton has gone to right back where Stapleton was, and Megan Campbell then is filling in at left-sided centre-back, and Hayes is coming across to right-sided centre-back here.
Murphy, little nutmeg, and on she goes, Emily Murphy. Can she pick the ball this time? Fantastic work by Kramzar. No chance so far of Kramzar adding to her tally of a goal in every group game so far, but she's done her defensive bit for her side there.
Yeah, she did really well there just to get the block, and then Carusa then followed up herself with a block just to keep the ball down this side of the pitch.
Now Slovenia knowing they can't afford to concede any throw-ins, let alone corners. McCabe advancing. O'Sullivan nicks it back towards her captain. Cleared away by Golob, who's had to be strong at the heart of that back three. Calling her defence out with her now. Brosnan surveying her options. Beautifully taken by Katie McCabe. O'Sullivan. Murphy. Have another go. O'Sullivan on the edge. McCabe on that left foot. Makovic preventing her from pulling the trigger. Here's Murphy. Tried to slide in O'Sullivan. Back with Murphy again. Takes it on another big block, this time from Ergen. Murphy once more. Sets up Patton to cross. Barrett at the near post. Beyond her. Carusa attacking it. And didn't fall for Larkin as it's swept away by Spela Colbu. And now time for the first Megan Campbell throw-in.
She heads straight for the gap.
We were talking about that before the kick-off, myself and Maeve, saying that we're not sure if it was intentional to remove the advertising hoarding. in advantageous positions for Megan Campbell, but she's got a huge run-up coming here. Fresh into the game, launched by Megan Campbell, flicked on by Hayes, but no one there to profit.
Yeah, we just see it thrown in at such a great trajectory, really, and just, yeah, Caitlin Hayes couldn't redirect it the way she would have wanted.
Well, this was that lovely setup for Patton to cross. Carusa climbing, just couldn't get there. Still taking the risky way out here, Slovenia, and they've turned over possession. Carusa towards the back, and Larkin. Mershnik will lead up the clock. You would wonder, in the circumstances, if they would be a little more pragmatic in how they play their way out, but that's not the way Sasa Coleman wants them to do it. And the positive for them, the negative for Carla Ward. Look at the clock now, 20 minutes gone, second half, no addition to the first half scoreline. Neatly done by Prashnikar. Korsech's ball forward. And Slovenia with a free kick, and Korsech sees a chance to take it quickly. Prashnikar, not much support there with her. And a clip inside taken by Brosnan. He now looks to launch an instant counter-attack. Tidied up by Agrez. Ersin plays it forward, no one in white there. And Slovenia preparing their first change. Ina Kaisba of Parma, who scored the final goal in the 4-0 back in February. Will be the first one in for them. Larkin. Carusa, held up by Chonch. Maintains possession though, Carusa. Now Caitlin Hayes. Home fans lifting the noise levels. Katie McCabe has kept herself onside. Here comes the cross. O'Sullivan coming to meet it. Good header that from Agrez. Oh, and now Kramzar. Some space to run into, but O'Sullivan gets back to pressurise. And now the change to be made. It is Sternad, who's worked hard up front with little possession to work with. Werder Bremen player making way for Kaisba of Parma, coming on for her 21st cap.
Sternard in no rush to come off the pitch as you would expect.
Sure, someone down at the Ireland bench will be adding up the number of substitutes multiplied by 30 seconds, and making sure the fourth official referee know all about it.
Rusha Littlejohn has been warming up almost since half-time, but I don't know if that's a sign she's going to come on, or maybe it just takes her longer to go through her warm-up at this stage.
Patton looking for Carusa. Agrez, arms draped over her again. Here's Amber Barris. And she ends up on the deck, and at the end of it all, it's a Slovenia goal kick.
You just see it here. Amber just trying to win something. Thought she won a corner, in fairness there, but ref thought differently. You just feel it maybe slipping away slightly, the moments as the minutes are ticking on here.
Slovenia spent the vast majority of this game defending. They've had to show that side of their game. Emily Murphy, lovely ball to find her. Murphy! Oh! Went for power in that near post. Wasn't a million miles away. It goes down as maybe the best chance of the second half.
Yeah, I think so. A lovely flip ball through from Carusa, and she just did the opposite of what she did on Friday night. She just smashed through with just having that composure, but it was really difficult. In fairness, she was under pressure taking that shot on.
Less than a quarter of the regulation, 90 to go. They need one quickly, Ireland, if it's to be a grandstand finale, and that's what they don't need. A foul by Megan Connolly and Sarah Makovic.
Yeah, and any time now that Slovenia will be fouled, they're obviously going to take their time with it, try to take that momentum out of the game. That's very much with Ireland at the moment.
Agrez drills it forward. Patton intervenes. Here's Makovic. Sprays a lovely ball to the far side. Spela Colbill cross towards Prashnikar. Kramzar couldn't force it beyond Megan Campbell. Chonch launches it in towards the recently arrived Kaisba. Murphy back defending. Kaya Korosec. And now Sarah Agrez again. First to this one is Makovic. Are the Ireland energy levels just dipping a bit? You wonder. It would have been a huge ask to maintain what they showed in the first half of the full 90 minutes, but they've got to go again here. Offside flag up. Caitlin Hayes gets Ireland going again. Anna Patton from this right back berth now. Into O'Sullivan. First touch has to be secure with Korosec on top of her again. Hayes drops it over the head of Agrez. Murphy racing to try and keep this one in play. A good bit of defending by Sarah Agrez just to shepherd it dead.
Yeah, great work rate from Murphy. Only 2 minutes ago she was down in the right back spot, just helping out defending, and now she's chasing down an almost lost cause at that point.
And for the Ireland management and backroom staff, the knowledge we're inside the last 20 minutes of the regulation 90. And Slovenia just seemed to be managing the game better in the second half. Ireland still dominating possession. Megan Campbell onto McCabe. Kramzar trying to get back goal side. And Katie McCabe, clever, just stepped across, ensured the tangle of legs was coming.
Yeah, did well at times to win the free kick.
Just considered it taking quickly there for a moment. But will allow Campbell, Patton, Hayes to all get in and around that penalty area. Needs a good delivery here now from Megan Connolly. Slovenia holding that high line right across the 18. Good ball in. Oh, Hayes, a glancing header in the end, but off target. She knows that was a good opportunity.
Yeah, great ball in from Megan Connolly and a great run from Caitlin Hayes, and she just couldn't get enough on it. What a chance that was, right in the centre of the goal. Oh, she's been disappointed with that one. So good in the air and has scored from similar set pieces before.
The 2 Ireland goals she has, Caitlin Hayes, in the inaugural Nations League against Hungary and Northern Ireland. What she would have given for one there. The bodies climb right on halfway. Hooked forward, awkward bounce for Katie McCabe. Did well just to get it out of the danger area initially. Here goes Makovic, carrying Slovenia forward and winning the corner. She's put in a big shift again. Makovic has been in the thick of everything. And leave it to her midfield partner Kaya Korosec of Paris FC to go across and take this one. And committing bodies to the penalty area here as well, knowing one goal would kill Ireland off here. Korosec, good looking delivery, good hands from Brosnan. An alert once it did come loose to go grab it again. Megan Campbell. Katie McCabe sets off straight away. Makovic gets across to get close. Maybe Larkin on the right now. Emily Murphy popping up on the left. Cutting inside on her right foot. Decent effort, off hand away by Mershnik. Maybe didn't get the contact she wanted there, the Slovenia goalkeeper, but it was enough to get it out of the danger area.
Yeah, again, bright play from Murphy, like you said, popped up on the left side this time, cut inside onto her right foot, and Mershnik just, yeah, she got away with that. She managed to palm it away, I guess, out of that danger area. But again, really good play from Murphy, who has plenty of confidence after her first goal last Friday.
McCabe, high and hanging. Hayes won the header. Again, just didn't fall to a green shirt. Back with Emily Murphy again. Drills it forward, lovely ball. Great touch from O'Sullivan. Oh, beyond Makovic initially, but again, Makovic just managed to lean on. Knock O'Sullivan off balance. Super pass from Murphy, put real zip on that one to get it through. Well, if it isn't going to be the win by the number of goals required, it's a real positive performance to finish with, at least in the group, to head into those October playoffs. Draw to take place on Friday when Ireland will find out their opponents. And a chance maybe to have a good look at them in the European finals. Chances are it will be a team heading there. Referee's going to stop it for an injury to Prashnikar.
Like you said,
feeling there's a little bit of gamesmanship.
We'd probably be doing similar, I suppose, at this stage in the game. Yeah, nothing in that for sure, but you can see why frustration is there from Irish girls. But yeah, like you mentioned, I suppose before the game we were obviously looking for that 4-0 win, but also looking for a 90-minute performance, and we've gotten almost that. We've gotten a 76-minute performance so far anyway, and it looks to be heading that way, and that's definitely a positive sign. Just to play it for the full game rather than just a half here or there. It was very stop-start up until this.
I think from Sasa Coleman's point of view as well, it's been a, even if it is defeat for them here, huge step forward in terms of what they've done. They'll be heading up to League A to face the heavy hitters up there next time around in the Nations League. And of course it will aid their seeding when the World Cup qualifiers come around as well. And those happen next year. And for Ireland, massive October playoffs beckon. Chance to get up to League A and all that comes with that as well. Megan Campbell, Prashnikar still working to not allow her an easy way out. Couple of changes more on the way. We are going to see Marisha Shiva. And with respect to that change, maybe of more significance, Louise Quinn will be coming in for cap number 122. Korosec has done well there. I think Slovenia will learn a lot from this game as well. They've had to show a different side of them. Haven't had much choice in it, particularly in that first half. They've had to defend as stoutly as they've been able to.
Carla Ward is eager to get Louise Quinn on, I think, before this throw-in, but the fourth official doesn't seem to be obliging. You'd imagine Louise will be playing up front.
Well, it'll be the little enlarged substitution, Quinn and Shiva. But first, and for the first time from this near side, Megan Campbell. Hayes, the closest one to her, but she's a long way away. It's heading towards Caitlin Hayes. It's gone beyond Caitlin Hayes. And out for a goal kick. Patton unfortunate. Final touch was off her. So here come those changes. For the final time, Louise Quinn in an Ireland shirt. What a career she's had. She's going to replace Abby Larkin, who was really good tonight, terrific in that first half in particular. Louise Quinn, who made her debut 2008 against Poland in Baldano, is on for the 10+ minutes that remain. Kira Carusa, another good outing for her as well, replaced by Marissa Shiva. Louise Quinn for the moment into her orthodox position of centre half. And just issuing the instructions as to the balance of the side now. Katie McCabe push forward, Megan Campbell to left back, Quinn and Hayes in the middle and Patton right back. Megan Connolly wins the header. Shiva's first touch, not the most secure. Here's Kaisba. Now Prashnikar. Sullivan hunting her down, Prashnikar driving on. No free kick forthcoming.
Energy's levels seem to be just lacking slightly, like you said, so much effort put in up until this point.
It should be a performance that will give Ireland a lot of heart going into those playoffs, if that's how it is to be.
Murphy again there, just winning the free kick, getting possession back.
Quinn. McCabe wants it and gets it, but it just escapes her touch. Quinn again. Nice ball that for Patton. Just maybe a couple of tired touches creeping in from an Irish point of view. Murphy still full of running. Patton, no pressure on the cross here. Can she make it a good one? She can. Grez got a crucial touch just at that front post. Here's Caitlin Hayes. Murphy has O'Sullivan to work with. Looking to let the ball run across her body. In the end, fouls Korosec. Quinn. He's worked under managers King and Ronan, Bell, Powell, Gleeson and now Ward. An outstanding international career, got to experience the World Cup and play a big part in it as well. Fitting that she played in the major finals. You look at some of the young players coming through here, the likes of Larkin and Murphy in the wide areas tonight, excellent. And it's vital that Ireland start getting to more major finals now. Tonight a shot at the Euros by Wales. Brazil for the 2027 World Cup is the target. Shiva. I guess ultimately it's going to be a case, Maeve, of all that first half pressure and dominance, all those crosses, all those corners. Well, that's when they needed more than one at half time.
I think so, yeah, and we saying it at the time, it did feel that way. There was so much dominance. We really had Slovenia pinned back for huge portions of that first half and indeed the second half, but definitely maybe made to pay for that.
Here goes Nina Kaisba. Has to wait for support to arrive, or does she? Takes it on herself. Comfortable save for Brosnan.
Probably missing that clinical touch when we needed it at times in front of the goal as well.
Barrett battling for it. Shiva's made a good run here, and Murphy drops the ball into a run. Oh, it just skipped up for Mershnik. Good reactions from the goalkeeper. But that run from midfield from Shiva looked very well timed.
yeah, it was a nice little delicate ball up from Murphy, but like you said, just the bounce seemed to take it away from Shiva, and Mershnik read it well in the Slovenian goal, in fairness to her.
Taya Ergen unable to keep that one in play, and maybe the game finishing as it's been threatening to boil over on a few occasions. Ergen and Patton, and now Caitlin Hayes. Might be wise for the Irish players to step away here. Don't want any suspensions heading into playoffs. Yellow card each. Well handled by the referee.
I think this was probably what started it here. Just Patton, again, I suppose it's just frustration. Look, at this stage in the game, it's hard.
There's been quite a few niggly moments tonight when the ball's gone, a few little shoulders left in, a few little nudges. Ireland have been aggressive from the start. Slovenia haven't backed down in that regard. Megan Campbell winding up again. Direct towards the goalkeeper. Oh, looked for a moment like it was going in. A goalkeeper with bodies in front of her, not a position you want to find yourself in there. Slovenia are going to bring in Mateja Zver for her 118th cap at the age of 37. Won't get too many minutes here. Shiva, Connolly and McCabe. There's Hayes. Oh, she's picked a lovely ball there for Murphy. Murphy takes the shot on. Barrett wanted it squared, as did Shiva. Super pass that from Caitlin Hayes, disguised it well. Looked like she was going to go wide to Patton.
And great pace on the pass as well into Murphy. Just, yeah, obviously Amber Barrett agrees probably the wrong decision on that occasion, but what about that from a throw-in?
Just broke off Kaisba. I don't think she'd any idea. Could have gone anywhere. Clicked on by Murphy, up towards Barris. Hacked away by Lana Golob. Barrett's fouling, much to her frustration. So here comes Ver. Another operating in Austria with St. Pölten, where she's now won 9 league titles and 7 cups. 18 years at senior international with Slovenia. You'd have to imagine for many of those years she'd have never thought they'd be operating at the top tier, but that's where they're headed. Whether or not she'll be there with them, as we said, next birthday she'll be 38, that remains to be seen, but fantastic for her on a personal level to be part of a side moving in the right direction. And Kramzar taking her time leaving the pitch here. Didn't have a chance to show how clinical she can be in front of goal, the teenager, but what a talent at the age of just 19. She'll have to settle for goals in 5 of the 6 games. An embrace from her manager. And Sarah Grez to get us going again inside the last 2.5 minutes of the 90. That's whatever will be added on. And plenty of positives to take from tonight for sure. Emily Murphy again getting the chance to start tonight, showing up big, and the return of Caitlin Hayes maybe to the starting lineup as Shiva puts it in. Murphy was hanging back edge of the area that time. Kaisba plays it down to Prashnikar, knocked off it by O'Sullivan. Patton, Kaisba into the tackle, this will break for Shiva. Murphy on the move again, this time look for Amber Barris, and but for that touch for Agrez she would have found her.
Yeah, I think she just ran out of legs there, Murphy, at that stage in the game. It was good interplay at the start, nice little slip ball pass through to Shiva. Murphy was initially trying to get it across to Barrett and then just ran out of pitch in the end.
Playing with Newcastle in the Championship, having finished up her education in the US, where she was in North Carolina with the Tar Heels and Wake Forest. Emily Murphy. I imagine there'll be quite a few clubs looking at this performance tonight. Agrez forward, Quinn wins it once and twice. Connolly nudged. That midfield battleground has been fiercely fought. Makovic again in the thick of it for Slovenia. O'Sullivan bringing that little bit of elegance. And the Slovenia bench appeals work out, and they have the throw-in.
There's been plenty of activity on that Slovenian bench, definitely, but Denise, like you said, bringing that elegance and that composure to midfield.
Pattern towards Barrett. Agres again, not for the first time tonight, into the back of an Irish striker. Doesn't stand on ceremony, does she, Sarah Agres?
No, she made her presence felt there anyway.
Ball down the middle, headed away by Chonch. Makovic still moving, looking for the run at Sver. Maybe in the earlier years of her career she might have got there, but who's back defending? It's Emily Murphy again. This was the case in the first half. At least 3 to be added on at the end of the second. No addition to the half-time scoreline. The goal that came just before the midway point of the first half from Saoirse Noonan. Barrett hunting this one though. Agres took the option to go to ground. Another really good piece of defending. And she's been caught by Shiva and will win her side the free kick. Let's get your player of the match then, Maeve. Plenty of contenders tonight.
Yeah, plenty of great performances all across the Irish team, but I think Emily Murphy in particular stood out for me. Her work rate from start to finish in the game, you know, she really shone on this right side, her energy, and that really made her stand out, and she just was unfortunate not to be able to add to her first senior goal from Friday, and yeah, great performance from her.
So Emily Murphy gets the vote, following up on that match-winning goal on Friday with an all-action performance tonight. Amber Barrett played that one behind Murphy. Patton steps in. Slovenia throw in, and they want to make a change of their own now. Karina Yanez, who's been a regular off the bench for them in this group, on for Prashnikar. Had that one chance in the first half denied by Brosnan. Real talent though, Prashnikar, and still just 26, nudging on towards the 100 cap mark and the 50 goal mark. Can Ireland finish with a flourish? Campbell. Lovely direct line on that one again. Up in the air it goes. Headed away by Makovic. O'Sullivan might get a second bite at this one. And Makovic, who's done a big defensive job. He's the one on the scene again. Needs some help here. Tugging the jersey of Megan Campbell. And we could see that one from here. The assistant referee just a few yards away. Didn't see it as we saw it.
Yeah, I don't know how that one was missed. A very clear tug of the jersey there on Megan Campbell, but the ref couldn't have been closer, or the assistant even in that case, but it wasn't to be.
Almost on the whistle. And Megan Campbell on the way again. We'll have a little bit more. This looks like the final attack, the final chance for Ireland to double their lead. A reminder, Saoirse Noonan's goal first half, just the second Slovenia have conceded in the group. 12 goals scored. This will be the first night they end scoreless. Campbell, Merschnick. Oh, that's good work by the goalkeeper. And she knows that will get them to the full-time whistle now.
We're willing Louise Quinn, I think, just to nod that one into the net to really cap a memorable international career. Wasn't meant to be, but like you said, a legend of the game, and it's great that she can bow out on a victory at least.
Kaisba turns it inside. Didn't continue the run though. O'Sullivan, and that is it. Celebrations for Slovenia despite defeat. For Ireland, it might not be the win by the required margin, but a positive way to end this group. 4 straight wins to send them into the upcoming friendly doubleheader in the US and then the October playoffs. An emotional farewell for Louise Quinn, who came on for her 122nd cap for Ireland. Player of the match performance from one of the up-and-coming young stars, Emily Murphy, and the goal from one of the homegrown, Saoirse Noonan, the goal to win the game. For Sasa Coleman and Slovenia, they're heading for League A as their ascent continues. To the Republic of Ireland, a victory, lots of positives, but in the end, the damage of a 4-0 defeat back in February in Koper was what cost them.
Yeah, it really was, and you know, they can learn from that, I suppose, going forward. And like you said, we have the playoffs now coming up in October. Really big games for the girls, because we really need to be back in League A to make that hopefully a little bit easier of a path to trying to get to the World Cup in 2027. But yeah, good positive performance, like you said, from start to finish, and it's good to end the campaign at least, or this part of it, with a victory.
So we'll find out on Friday who Ireland will face in October. It'll be Colorado and Ohio next month for 2 friendlies to reunite Carla Ward with Emma Hayes. So a useful exercise on the way there. Ireland finished with another victory at Parc y Cuivre, but it's Slovenia who topped the group. 1-0 on the night. Slovenia automatic promotion. Ireland still in with a shot. Back to you, Marie.
Thanks so much for that, Maeve. And so Slovenia do top the group and secure that automatic qualification to League A. Carla Ward's side are going to have to be content with second place. But it does mean, Karen, that they're finishing their campaign on a positive with that performance tonight.
Yeah, particularly the first half, there was a lot of positives to take from that, and I think Carla should get a better idea of what this squad's strengths are, and if she's to continue with the selections that she made today, there's something to build there, or if, you know, she wants to change it up again, you know, there's different options, different combinations. Would have liked a 90-minute performance, but it was definitely more positive than what we've seen in some of the previous games in this campaign.
Yeah, it really was, Stephanie. It does show that they have performances like that in them. We just don't see them all the time.
Yeah, and I think it's just if we can get a little bit more clinical. You know, we did have a lot of the ball in the first half, good dangerous balls into the area, but weren't able to get that final touch on the ball. I think we had a lot of energy in that first half, so probably ran out of legs maybe in the second half. Weren't able to keep that intensity going throughout the game, as Karen mentioned, not able to go for 90 minutes, but I think it was more positive. And we said before the game, I think it was important we got a good performance and a win, and have to be happy enough.
But we can't take a moral victory from a first half either. These are teams that we can't forget that we should be beaten and should have been beaten throughout the campaign. So that 4-0 loss to these has cost us in the end. It's something that will have to stick with us, and just ensure that we use that as motivation to never let something like that happen again if we are to have ambitions of, you know, getting to World Cups and getting to Euros.
Yeah, because Stephanie, it's quite hard to watch Slovenia celebrate there when you think that they're a team that Ireland should be consistently beating, a team that is below them in the rankings.
Yeah, I do think it was one of those games that was a once-off. Well, I like to hope so anyway. I think we know that game in February was a disappointing one. I think we were kind of caught in the hop. There was maybe a lot of players playing out of position. Carla had just come into the job recently enough to that game, you know, and there were a lot of things that maybe didn't go right on the night, so we'd like to hope that will be a once-off. And as Karen mentioned, these are teams that we should be beating. I think we should have confidence going into playing against teams like this, and looking back on that game, it will be one that they'll be disappointed with, definitely.
Karen, one of the things that was quite remarkable about the performance was just that intensity level that they brought and the aggression, and Slovenia, in fairness, brought it back to them, but Ireland were well able to handle it. Is that something you'd like to see more of in their game?
For me, that's a mindset thing, you know, that intensity and that want to get stuck in, and to, like, Slovenia were very, very aggressive, borderline dirty in that game, and we stood up to it and we gave it back to them, and like that should be synonymous with our play. We do that against teams that are ranked higher than us. We need to do it with teams who are ranked lower than us and impose ourselves on them, and then play our game, play direct, attacking, consistent, sharp football, and we just aren't managing the consistency yet, and we're hoping that we can build.
It's amazing to see Louise Quinn there as well, just getting her send-off, so well deserved, an absolute stalwart for this Ireland team. And you can see how emotional she is, Stephanie, because after such a long career, making her debut in 2008, 122 appearances, it is nice to see her sign off like this.
Yeah, definitely. It was great to see her get on. I think disappointing not to see her maybe get her head on one of those throw-ins. I think Carla Ward was trying to get her on just before. Megan had a throw in coming in as well, but we didn't get to see her get that goal. But definitely just we mentioned her before the game. She's a top professional, a brilliant person as well, and has done so well throughout her whole career. And someone for those young players in that squad to look up to and hopefully go on to emulate.
It's rare that you see one of Ireland's tallest defenders being thrown in the air, but so be it. But it shows what she means to this team as well. And Karen, we've spoken so much about that leadership void and how hard it is to fill it. And when you've somebody like Louise pulling down the curtain on her career, it's going to be so hard to replace her.
Yeah, they're big boots to fill, and I'm happy that she's getting the send-off that she deserves. You know, she was vice-captain at a young age, and she wasn't given the captaincy when Colin Bell came in, but she maintained that leadership role within the squad, and she's been so brilliant at, you know, making the effort with young people who've come through, making the effort with, you know, girls who've come in from England and from America. She's really one of these people who help to gel a squad together, and like whatever she does on the pitch, we can give her all the laudits in the world for her heading and her defending and stuff like that, but what she does off it has been equally important throughout her whole career. And I personally would like to thank her for everything she did for me when I was in the squad. You know, I remember playing against her when she was playing for Lakeside at community games, and you know, we kind of
Baby Dara as well.
And there's Baby Dara. You know, she's had such a unique career. She was really brave with some of the moves she made when she went professional, and she knew what she needed to work on to make it to the top level. And you can't forget she played for Arsenal as well. You know, she's really has reached the pinnacle, and it's great to see her get this moment to celebrate with her son and partner.
Yeah, she won that WSL title with Arsenal as well, so she's played at the top. She's broke down glass ceilings and paved the way for so many, and to see her there with her baby son, Stephanie, it's just lovely. Dara.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? It's great. And I spoke to Louise obviously after she announced her retirement, and kind of knew how much international football and football in general means to her, but there's more important things now. I think Dara's starting to have a little bit of a cry there, but obviously different things in life coming along, and she seems very happy and content with her little family too, so we wish her the best for the future.
Yeah, and Karen as well, just Jessie Stapleton there beside her, the next generation. It does move on, people step into those boots, but there'll be huge ones to fill.
Yeah, look, but that's the nature of the game, and that's the challenge for not just the senior team, for the association as a whole, to develop more girls coming through. And we're looking at what Slovenia are doing and the progress that they've made in a short time. We need to keep making bigger steps in a shorter amount of time. We're kind of lagging a little bit now from when we thought we'd kick on after the World Cup, and we do have to make sure that we can fill the likes of Louise's boots, Niamh Fahy's boots, Julianne boots, with a consistent rotation of players, rather than letting generations skip, which we may have been guilty of in the past.
I'd imagine as well, Steph, it'll be important to try and keep people like Louise around the setup in some sort of capacity, just for that leadership.
Yeah, well, I think that's probably the aim for this week, wasn't to try and get Louise in around those players. And you mentioned Jessie Stapleton, and I remember back when we played Northern Ireland, Jessie Stapleton coming on alongside Louise Quinn and playing alongside her. And as Karen mentioned, Louise is always very good at that, at bringing girls through and helping players as they were coming into the squad. So I think there's a lot of players that have prior received. I think Diane Caldwell as well probably has a future in coaching too. So a lot of players that will hopefully give back to what they've done over their career and come back and get involved in coaching in some form with the Irish team or underage and stuff like that. So but it's just great to see Louise getting the send-off she deserves.
Oh, it's brilliant. And often when we think of players like Louise, you know, they're the big defenders. They don't venture up the field too often. When they do, they generally do something. But she's fourth on the all-time scorers list for Ireland. She scored 16 goals, 15 of them with her head, but still to be up so close to the top of the goal scorers is amazing, Carl.
Look, we take anyone on the pitch now get 15 goals in their career, bar the ones that are already ahead of her. You know, like, it doesn't matter how they come. It was the same today. We wanted the balls directly into the box. We wanted to put them under pressure. We got a goal from a header. It doesn't matter how they come. And when you have someone who can head the ball like Louise, you play to your strengths. Like, we have players who that is their strength. So look, she kind of she has the blueprint for it now. Hopefully we have someone else who can follow in her footsteps and get that many goals and more.
Steph, to see her come on as well, and to be able to still slot in, she still has something.
Yeah, definitely. She showed a little bit of pace there towards the end as well when Slovenians started to break. So no, definitely. And so it's great for her to be able to go out this way too. You know, to be still playing at this level. And I know obviously she had a little bit of an injury over the last couple of months, but to be able to come back into the squad and go out in her own way, I think was nice too.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, it's time now though to hear from the player of the match. Emily Murphy is standing by with Tony.
Thanks, Marie. Yes, and Dean Moore, the social media manager with Sky Ireland, is here to present Emily with her well-deserved trophy as player of the match. Congratulations, Emily. We got the win. We didn't win the group, I suppose, but after your goal in Istanbul, to follow up with a performance like that, you must be delighted.
Yeah, definitely delighted. Obviously great to get the win today. wish we could have done more, but look, we'll take the 3 points.
The game, the way it panned out, look, it was probably the best start we've had in all the games of the group so far.
Yeah, look, that's what we set out to do. Again, we tried to score more, we went for more, we had opportunity. We're just going to keep building. Every camp we come back in, we build more, so we'll go from there.
You had a couple of opportunities yourself.
I don't want to think about them. But yeah, no, I did. It's just about finding the balance when I got my head up, whether to cross, whether to shoot. Yeah, no, fair play to him.
Big field and huge energy from you. I mean, how did you find the conditions? Because the wind, particularly in the first half, was very significant, I thought.
Yeah, definitely. You can't worry about those things. You can't really control them. The atmosphere, the fans, Parky Queeve never disappoints. So I think that we just use that to get with our momentum in the first 5-10 minutes and carry it through.
Hopefully this is the first of many awards for you, and well done tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Now, lovely to hear from Emily Murphy there. But Louise Quinn has stepped into our studio. Congratulations on an amazing career. You've been a fantastic role model for so many people, as you can see here, Louise. But how do you reflect on it all?
I don't know, really. I think it will take, a little bit of time, but I just feel like where we've come as a team, and to now you can just kind of see that progress, and it's kind of, you know, of all the people, it's been Steph, it's been Caro, it's been everyone there. We were a nation that were struggling, like really struggling, and to be a part of something that's built up to where it is now, I'm so proud, and to even make it this far, and I'm still, in one piece. I'm pretty happy.
And what about today? Just the ending of it all, Louise, and everybody here coming to see you and to have that send off. What was that like?
I can't hear you, Maurice.
What was it like for to be here with all the people coming to cheer you on for that send off?
Yeah, listen, Carla owed me nothing to put me on. Do you know what I mean? For me, it was just making sure that, first of all, we win the game. Of course, we wanted to try win it by 4, and that's everything. But for me, it's about building and going forward. We left ourselves a really tough task in the first game against Slovenia. So for me, it was just getting the win, and obviously then if I got on, even better. If I got on one of the end of Megan's throw-ins, even better. There's all these different scenarios. But for me, it's tough. But we won the game. We're building. We still have another chance to go and qualify for a World Cup.
You're holding it together so well, and you're able to reflect on the whole game beautifully. But how emotional are you knowing that it's coming to an end now, Louise?
Yeah, I think it was. The anthem absolutely got me. I just had a little word in the group, and I'm fairly sure Sportsfile Steve caught me snotting up. It was just, listen, I look at that, oh my God. I just essentially said to them, and it's, the same thing, it still kind of gets me. It's, look at him.
Baby Dara there as well.
My little baby boy. Yeah, he's the best thing that's happened, and he's got to come to the game and see this. He doesn't have a clue, but there's memories for him now. But I just said to the girls that this is the best shirt you're going to wear in your life, in your career, no matter what you do. It's the proudest thing that you can do, and I felt like I honoured that a lot, and I've loved every minute I gave, every bit of myself to this team through the years, because I just wanted it so bad for those girls. Everyone who's come and gone, it's just been the proudest time of my life.
And I'm sure the girls loved playing with you as well, and Karen has spoken about it, and so has Steph. But Karen, if you want to just tell Louise just how much you love playing with her.
Yeah.
Make her cry more, come on.
Yeah. No, like I said, it wasn't just what you did on the pitch. Obviously, you directed me. Like, I didn't have to think much on the pitch, because Louise is such a leader. She directs you left, right. You don't have to think too much. And then when I inevitably did get beaten, Louise was there to mop things up and also get on the score sheet. I was just a blocker for Louise in the box, and I loved doing that role, because that head was coming in, we were getting goals, that was what was important. But I said it was what you did off the pitch, younger girls who've come through, and just how you gel the group together. And like I said,
you were vice captain for a while, and maybe we thought you'd get the captaincy coming through, but how you maintain that leadership role the whole way, I just think it's a credit to you as a person, just knowing that the main thing was the jersey and the group rather than any individual aspirations. So
and Steph,
credit for that.
Yeah, I think I obviously spoke to Louise after she announced her retirement. I think I'm actually just delighted that you're able to come back and get this send-off, because I think you deserve it out of all the players we've played with. I think you've been fantastic. I feel like I'm going to start crying now, to be careful here. But no, honestly, like, even we talked about the goals, and I mentioned to you, like, I don't know how many goals I scored off you flicking balls on, or even just distracting goals, so you were brilliant to play with. And look, we're all just really happy for you, and as I said, it's brilliant to see.
I think you mentioned it's how we soldiered for each other in those harder times, and now being able to see people who don't have to kind of go through as tough a route, and you kind of paved the way for them as well, which has been amazing.
And Louise, to be here and to see things changing, what does that mean for you, and what's next for you?
Yeah, just to see that things are changing, and we obviously, we've had so many successful years, and obviously the World Cup has topped that off, and we did begin to carry that on. And yeah, listen, there is just a little bit of change again, but at the same time we relish it again. We've got to go through a lot of change in terms of personnel, and again, obviously you guys have spoken so much, and we've all spoken so much about Fahy, Julianne, Diane, it's constant, and then managers, and it's not the easiest thing just to flip a switch and we're on it, and we're world beaters again. It's a bit of a process, and we do have an incredibly talented bunch, and I'm not going to say it's a total rebuild. It's actually just kind of getting used to a new sort of shape, a new sort of style, and I just think, they're going to be absolutely fine. Again, it's just they're a great bunch. Again, how we've just, I've obviously been injured for quite a while, and I've come back into camp, and I'm like, it's the same. It's that atmosphere. It's still, together, just having the crack, and just like a lot of great times. And for me, listen, there's going to be so much going forward. I think in terms of how Carla then, wants to play, I think it is going to be really positive for us. But again, it's just about adapting and, and taking that on. And I think, where we are now, I think, again, we can't forget that we actually won the game. I know we didn't top the group, but we have won the game. Especially that first half was excellent. And I just think that way that we're going, it's going to go really well for us. And for me, if there's, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do next. There's a few little things, but if there's any way that I could, be in with this, well, listen, I haven't actually heard from Dennis yet.
Check your phone after this.
Louise, look, thank you so much for everything that you've done for Irish football on behalf of everybody. Congratulations on an amazing career and on baby Dara, and enjoy the celebrations. It's been so good for speaking to us, and Karen will be on to you about Piedmont after these. We're going to take a very quick break now, that we'll be hearing from Carla Ward after these. Now to the table, and Slovenia top the group and secure that automatic qualification to League A, while Carla Ward's side have to be content with second place. This means that for Ireland to gain promotion to League A of the World Cup 2027 qualifiers, they will have to navigate a tricky two-legged playoff against one of the third place finishers from League A of this Nations League campaign. We're going to have a look at those teams a little later on. Those playoffs will take place between October 22nd and the 28th. Now we're going to head to Tony O'Donoghue once more. He's with Carla Ward.
Carla, 5 wins out of 6 and probably the best performance of the group so far. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, listen, I've said it, haven't I? We're building all the time. We're looking after each other. We're developing a new system, new way of playing, and I thought today they were unbelievable. After the Turkey game, we realised too many gaps, and what we looked at is play Carla Ward way of playing in possession and an Irish heart out of possession, and you know what? They gave that today. We asked them to leave everything out there. We asked them to give absolutely everything, and my God, did they do that.
You might have seen there that Emily Murphy was given the Player of the Match award, after her goal in Istanbul, to follow up with a performance like that. I mean, she's put her hand up for the future, hasn't she?
She's been unbelievable, which is quite funny because in Camp 1 she was low on confidence, hadn't played a lot of minutes, came in, I rang her and she got a call very late on because somebody was out, and since then she has grown and grown, and I've worked with Emily since she was 17 years old, and that today was unbelievable performance.
The performance of Jess Stapleton at right back, she filled in there for you, if you like, but again, great encouragement in that position from that player.
Yeah, look, we've got a lot of players, a lot of young players as well coming through. We're giving them confidence, and look, they've probably faced a little bit of criticism in this group, which sometimes is tough because actually we're building all the time. It's new messages, and what we saw today. Look, I said to him at the end then, if we can use that and build on that for the playoffs, it'll put us in a really good position.
Looking to the future with younger players, yes, but the Megan Campbell option, that's not one for the future really, is it? And obviously Louise Quinn has called it a day this evening.
Yeah, it was. Look, I think we've got different ways of playing, as you've seen, and I think the way I want to play football is getting the ball down on the floor, not relying on that. But you know, Meg's been brilliant, and Lou Quinn. Look, that wasn't sentiment tonight. That was, we needed leadership in the last 15 minutes. We wanted to get some height in and around the box, and Lou can give us that, but fully deserved to be out there.
You've got the draw on Friday, playoff now in October. Will we see a different type of team in terms of personnel? Maybe even, like, is this a template for the future tonight, do you think?
It has to be. It absolutely has to be. You know, we're going to the US where we can continue the work we're doing. You know, as you've seen, we've tweaked out our possession quite a bit to tighten up. That's got to be our blueprint. Then we can go and be creative with the ball, because a Carla Ward team likes to be creative with the ball. So, but we have to balance it off and make sure we do. So we'll go to the US. We'll continue with that. We'll take some younger players again and get ourselves ready for the playoff.
Can I finally ask you, is Anna Patton going to be suspended now for the playoff?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. So that's something we'll have to look at.
Okay, well done tonight. I should ask you, the atmosphere here in Cork, look at this.
By the way, I've been blown away by the atmosphere. Everywhere you walk in the last couple of days, everybody wants to talk to you, everybody knows what's going on. The noise here today was unbelievable. I just said then, we need more games down here. Credit to them, and my word, was it loud.
Anna, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Well done.
Now, we were looking to see some identity within this Irish team. Carla Ward's identity. Is that it, Karen?
I'm not sure that I've seen a full identity yet. Like I said, in the first half, we saw a lot more intensity. We were direct. We played to our strengths. Those strengths were pre-existing. We just, we focused more on them, focused more on ourselves and what we can do. Kind of rather than the Carla Ward style of play. I think it was a bit more flexible between the two, and it's the better way to build. Play to your strengths until you kind of are comfortable with the rest.
Steph, when you look at how the campaign began to how it finished, was there enough evolution and development, do you think?
I think Tony touched on it, this being probably our better performance. I think what Carla was trying to get across there is that we need to get the balance of getting both of them right, out of possession and in possession. We can't, I mentioned this earlier, we can't become a possession-based excellent footballing team overnight. It's going to take time, but it's getting that balance right, as we mentioned before. Again, being a little bit more direct when we have to be, obviously being aware of the other threats of the opposition out of possession too, and I think we've done that a little bit better tonight. But as Karen said, we want to get it across 90 minutes. We want it to be a little bit more consistent throughout the game and not just bursts within the game.
Okay, well, we certainly things to build on anyway, that's for sure. We're going to hear now from the goal scorer, Saoirse Noonan.
Saoirse, congratulations, scoring here, first competitive start. How proud are you?
Yeah, look, I think we obviously wanted to try to get the 4 goals, but for me on a personal level, unbelievable. Playing on home soil, back in with the girls, first competitive start and getting on the score sheet, just, I don't even know what I celebrated, I don't even know what happened, but what a feeling.
And it was such a good start from Ireland as well.
Yeah, I think we really started on the front foot, and that's something we've spoke about. We've been starting a bit slow recently, so we really went after them. I think we did that well. We had a lot of possession, and look, I think we had chances, and that's something that we're going to go work on now.
For your own point of view, though, to do it in front of friends and family, to do it at home, must be very emotional.
Yeah, I think for me, when I got the nod yesterday, I think I just tried to enjoy the experience, but also not get caught up in it. So me, I was just trying to enjoy the game of football, do what I do, and yeah, look, I'm delighted. You've
scored goals at Celtic, now scoring in an important game for your country. What will this say to Carla Ward? You put your hand up, you want to be the striker.
Yeah, look, I think Carla's been really open and honest with all of us, and we have such a good squad there. I think we showed that as well on Friday night. And yeah, look, I think what it means to be Irish is just unbelievable, and what a day for Louise Quinn as well, with her send-off. And yeah, we didn't top the group, but we got the win, and we've 2 more friendlies now before the games in October.
You'll be hoping to go to the States for those, I hope.
Yeah, 100%.
Well done tonight, and many more goals for you, I hope, in the future.
Thank you very much, Tony. Cheers.
Well, she certainly stepped up to when she was needed. So we have a playoff coming up. We already know that it could be Austria, Belgium or Denmark. There is one group still ongoing, and it could be Iceland, Norway or Switzerland from there. So not quite a glamour tie, but still some good teams there, Karen.
Yeah, but you'd look at those names and you'd say, right, they're in and around where we thought we would kick on to after the World Cup, and that's where we want to get to now. So it would be a point proven if we can go and take on one of those teams and put up a really good performance and get back into League A and continue the development there.
Yeah, for sure. They all look like they are beatable. Well, that's it from us. My thanks to Stephanie and Karen for their company as Ireland finished their Nations League campaign on a bit of a high anyway. We await Friday's playoff draw with bated breath. There's more football on Friday when Ireland take on Senegal. But that's it from us from Cork. Bye for now.
Somewhere in the city, somewhere in the city, somewhere in the city.